Global, geek, gang, gathers. Today. Hello. And that's not the theme song. And we, in fact, we. In fact, if you haven't wee-weed yet, never mind. Anyway, welcome everyone.
Don't forget to go before you go out.
We're working on that theme song. Don't worry, we're getting there. It's going to take us a while there. People keep. Let's see. What private chats are so distracting? Let's see. It says, Ash sent us a private chat saying, "Go squirt yourself." No, I'm just kidding. He said that he really hated that song that much. No. Welcome everyone to the Global Geek Gang issue number, whatever it is. Clobberin Times 155, 855 overall. It's great to see you all here today. I'm hearing some really lovely background noise there, but I wonder who that is.
Who did
Who can we blame?
Stop it, everyone.
Diddy did it.
Of course, with me today, as always, and we never know who might pop in, but of course, is my magnificent first officer, the wonderful Raquel Briggs. I introduce her first because not only ladies first, because frogs should really be last. But I'm going to mention the frog next anyway. But yes, my let's see, what would we call him here?
Erstwhile.
At Ensign, no, I think we're bumping him down to.
Fuck that shit.
That's his official rank is fuck that shit. Jed.
What you did, Jed.
There you go. Well, that is an interesting rank. So yes, partner for the Global Geeking and Ganging, Jed is here, and of course, but more importantly, Ash is here. What's up, buddy?
Hello, how's it going?
Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Great to have you here. And of course, they got the Dicky Retro. What's up, brother?
I did.
Hail everybody and hail the charts. Thank you for being here.
Great for being here. And he is 32 flavors of fantastically, amazingly cool and all that stuff.
Yep.
Nicholas. What up, bud?
Nick is like a snozberry. You lick them and you get all those flavors. Snozberry tastes like snozberries.
To be back on here after missing last week. Last week was just chaotic and crazy to a point where I'm like, I can't believe I can't be on this thing. But luckily, the world is more balanced. I had a chicken sandwich earlier, as I mentioned before we got on. So life is starting to make a little bit more sense again now that I'm back here with you fine humans. So
spicy or mild, by the way?
Oh, I go spicy, man. I mean,
those spicy ones will mess you up. They're good.
Oh, dude,
those will mess you up, but they're good.
Well, that's funny you mentioned that because when I had them add extra of the spicy sauce, so I had them do extra.
Oh my, get them the extra, man.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Extra perspiration. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So extra hot, you get the extra perspiration.
So spicy, it's coming out your nose, your mouth, your eyes, your ears, all that.
Worth it. Yeah. Hey, some things are worth fighting for and going out on clearance for.
And then at the end of the day, when you go back to the bathroom, it comes out.
I knew you could go to the bathroom. I knew it.
Like right to the potty humor.
To be fair to Jed, he did it second after he did the nasal thing. So
that is true. That is true.
He only went second. Let's see who's with us here. The great J-Man is here with us, man. Hey, buddy. Yay. Again, by the way, sorry I messed. The schedule went back and forth, back to a later time, then back to the original time. Everyone, my fault. But whoever got the memo that we're back on at our normal time, great to see you. And if maybe some others will trickle in later. Minimus Prime is here. I think, or he was anyway. He probably just came in here to make a snide remark and then leave. He's probably not here. No, it's probably out somewhere. Probably asleep already. So old. Lord Thoth, Avon lives, Thing forever, and long live the Legion, bro. All of it. We keep adding to that, man. He's busy out there somewhere, listening and working. But of course, if you're able to stop in, brother, we'd love to have you. Snort O Pupus Q Burr, brother to Raymond Burr. Maybe.
Snort a Pupus.
Snort a Pupus. Q Burr.
There it is. I was waiting for that.
That's good there. Batman Walking 55, scariest avatar on YouTube.
I love it.
Let's see here. Canadian Spider-Man who does whatever a Canadian Spider can. What's up, buddy? Always great to see you, pal. Some weirdo named Pop Culture Activist, is it? Oh, it's Archivist.
Oh, that's funny.
The Bronze Surfer, Eric K.
Ooh.
Well, he's a big Silver Surfer. Eric K. He's a Silver Surfer fan, so he's the power cosmic to be. He's the Bronze Surfer. I guess we could say he's not just the wrench; he's the herald of Clobberlactus.
Oh,
yes. Good to see you, Eric. We love you, brother.
Love you, Eric.
He is the man with the plan. The great Pat S. I'll answer your question. I'll answer your question in a second, Pat S. By the way, but the one you sent me. Well, I can tell you, go Suns.
Hell yeah, brother, go Suns. Screw the Lakers and screw the Nuggets.
That's right. What he said, because Jed is a basketball fan, and that is his team, the Suns, and they're still alive, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They won. They just won their second game last night. Undefeated so far.
Nice. Well, that's excellent. Pat, by the way, thank you for sending that picture of that. I actually have that figure, but I appreciate you, man. That's very nice of you. I got it buried somewhere, and that is a great one. He's got it's a figure that's like not really an actual figure. It's I don't want to say a statue, like a diorama or something like that, of the Golden Age Batman. Well, not golden, but a little bit. Well, a little golden, a little later, like Jerry Robinson Batman. But it's great, and I appreciate that. That is very nice of you, sir. Disaster areas here.
Ooh, what a name!
Well, I love it.
Yeah, perfect name.
Well, I love it. I mean, nice Hitchhiker's Guide reference, and we all love.
Yeah.
I love Hitchhiker's
Welcome,
Guide.
DA.
Good to see you, DA. So, let's see here. Well, anyone else pops in, we will be sure to acknowledge them. And today, our special plan for the Global Geek Gang, folks, is that we don't have a plan. Principal the Craze, hey!
I don't like our channel every Sunday, so
no plan at all.
I'll tell you what, though. Mark D with a C, wherever he is out there, he's probably listening. He brought a great conversation to the table Tuesday night on our panel about the movie Commando. Hit between him and Script Doctor. Dude, like it was just insane, the knowledge being passed around off this one ridiculously cheesy and bombastic Arnold Schwarzenegger flick. We had a blast, and it was definitely one of those ones that will go down in history. Because man, the figures that even Mark D, of course he has figures based on Commando. Of course he did. It made me so happy. We're just like, like for a whole hour just off his Arnold stuff. It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to some show notes then. And yeah, by the way, what here is that? Ash, are you saying Jeff Goldblum's over there now? Wow.
Yep.
What?
Jeff Goldblum is on the show with Paulie and this guy's over there.
Get out of town.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, he's
Not
talking
that,
about E3.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
I've
thought so
got
with
Summer Game Fest on in the background because gaming is like
it's
a huge thing
I
for
was
me.
excited for a
if I
minute
either
there.
go very quiet or completely lose my shit, something big has happened. So
that's going on now, is it?
Ash,
You can break in any time.
they're gonna save a ton of stuff for the weekend, dude. They're not gonna
You can
see
break-
anything big.
But break in any time you got one though. There, great Chris Persia's here. Way.
Yes, Christos.
Mr.
All right,
Persia.
By the way, some show notes. Of course, first of all, this is a link to the wonderful literary works of our fantastic first officer, the wonderful Raquel Briggs. Please check that out. That is the link in the chat there. Let's see here. And speaking of my wonderful first officer, Saturday night.
Yeah.
We are just having so much fun in our ongoing mission to review all of real Star Trek.
7:35, baby.
7:35. Somebody must be outside. They got wind blowing through them. Anyway, and this Saturday night we will review the final 6 episodes of Star Trek: The Animated Series. Who's
Somebody
next to
is
a
bumping
fan?
their hand on their mic.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Yeah,
Not me. My
Guys,
hand's far
stop
away
filling up
from
your
the mic.
mics. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Yes, keep your hands to yourselves, boys.
There you go.
I just thought it sounded like they were never fans. So
Whoever made that noise,
What
that is
in
the
the
cutest noise
world?
ever.
Donald Duck noise.
That's adorable.
Adorable. And if I could reach you, I'd smack you. I'm just kidding.
It must be Jed.
It must be Jed. If it's not, it is. It's always his fault.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that wasn't this. It was very nice. I got it. Anyway, that wasn't though. Yes, the last 6 of Star Trek: The Animated Series. Of course, that was the 6 episodes comprised that very short second season. So we'll be reviewing that.
Yep.
And 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. All right, now what is the noises? Come on.
It's so bad.
What are we running?
What's super noise? I don't hear
Just
any
touching
noise.
the microphone, bumping the microphone.
I'm not touching
playing with the
anything.
sock
That's
on the
not me.
microphone. The wind or the sock.
I was only kidding when I said it was you. I don't know who it is. I don't. So
I got my hands off of everything.
Aren't you on the phone, or don't you use your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my phone, but I'm not
it's-
touching anything.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's you. Okay,
Whoa.
you're okay. But anyway, whatever. It's fine.
Didn't
It's
you
fine.
have this issue last week? And
No.
you kept going. Yeah, you kept going. Who's doing that? Who's doing that?
Okay, well, I hate to be a repeat, but I'm saying it again. Who's doing that? It's fine.
Well, you know it's
He just
not me because we were talking earlier. So
He just wants it to sound really nice. And,
Right.
some of the feedback that we get on these shows, I can say as Clobby's sidekick, a lot of times the feedback we get on these shows is the fact that Clobberin Times always has really good audio.
Really?
So our guests and things like that, people have approached me and said, usually when Clobby is running things, you can count on the audio to sound good and it's pleasant to listen to, and so on and so forth. So it is a part of the audience direct request that there not be a lot of noise floor, that there not be a lot of bumping and playing around with the equipment, and just to keep it straightforward. So it's an issue.
Shite happens. I'm just.
That's
And by the way,
right.
and I only blame Jed because it's fun. It's not like I really believed it was him.
Yeah.
JT Kirk, hello.
Hey,
Everybody
JT
else pop in.
Kirk.
Oh, thank you, Pat S. Mark D would appreciate that if he doesn't have it. That's very cool of you. Very nice of you. Yeah. I will. Well, you have to ask him if he has that one. Where we're okay. Anyway, yes, 9 p.m. Central, Standard Time, Saturday night. And then, of course, Monday night, I don't know what I'm doing. It'll be comics, though, of some sort. I can't even figure out. I'll probably come up with a topic eventually.
What about the what if? I think you should do the what if. Or you should do the she factor. I would actually call the show the she factor and talk about all of the male superheroes who have been turned into female superheroes, which ones you like, which ones work, and which ones don't.
I would have to think long and hard about that one.
I'd love to pick your brain on both of those subjects. So that's why I'm asking, Captain.
Oh, they're doable. I'm just talking about for the immediate future.
Yes.
But when they actually have an awesome character and they turn her into a man-hating feminist, so
no, we don't do that here. No, I think, but I don't. What she's meaning, Jed, I think is the female version. Like, for example, you had Superman, all of a sudden, boom, they finally do Supergirl, or you had Batman, then there was a Batwoman, Batgirl.
Yeah, well, there is an actual Earth where in a DC universe where just all women. So.
Well, I mean, it's
but we should actually talk about that. Like, I would like to learn more about that because for me, especially being a social scientist, being in Comtech, that's a huge issue for me. Like, for me, when I think about images of feminism that I can relate to, I don't really gravitate towards these castrated males. So we have these ideas of these beautiful superheroes and they're long-standing superheroes. And they have a huge following, and you get used to the idea and the images. And then it's turned into a female character. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And there's also this tricky idea of, is slipping a woman into a man's suit, is that feminism? And I think that, you know, although it's a touchy subject, I think it's one that CLOBBY could handle with ease and grace. And I'd love to hear his thoughts on that. And certainly I would also love to learn about things like the fact that there is an entire universe of only female superheroes. So yeah, anyway, that's my 2 cents, boss.
Well,
sorry, Mike.
No, I'm just saying, no, Jed, I'm not familiar with that universe you're talking about. So it must be new.
And, in Raquel, you mean how they put a woman in Doctor Who and totally ruined the whole show?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about superheroes, and I'm talking about comics, and I'm talking about
Doctor Who kind of is the superhero.
I'm not talking about that, honey. I'm talking about the fact that there is a meteor, a deeper question to be asked about the comic universe. Should we have female characters that are female characters created as female characters? And when we have things like Mrs. Thing, why some people think that it works and some people don't think it works? Why the fandom really loves She-Hulk, but sort of thinks, I'm not so sure about Batwoman. And I think that this is a huge social issue. It's a huge issue in comics. It's a geek issue, and it's also a nerd issue because there are a lot of academic issues surrounding it. So I think it's super juicy. And I think a lot of people would like to know what CLOBBY's thoughts are on it. And I also think that the chat would like to express which she superheroes they like and why, and ones they don't like and why. I think it's a great way for the fandom to express themselves.
Well, yeah,
it's not Doctor Who, Jed. Not Doctor Who.
Well, yeah, I think not talking about gender swaps, just talking about characters that have female counterparts, like Superman as Supergirl, you know, Batman as Batgirl, Batwoman, She-Hulk.
That's a good question.
A lot of them were done. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the characters were pretty awesome until people destroyed them. So, you know.
But none of them really were ever. Well, we'll go into it in depth once I can finally get it all put together. But none of them were. You know, for the longest time, you know, comic books were aimed at boys. So none of those ladies with their own titles actually really were had a lot of success. Even Wonder Woman was not the biggest seller, but it is an interesting topic. And Brett Cohen, I'm sorry if we fibbed about the time pushing back. That was my fault. I made a mistake.
Hey, Brett.
Yes, and I am sorry about that, Brett Cohen. Actually, what did I say? Did I say it was my fault? No, it was Jed's fault. Sorry, because it's his job to be his fault.
Yeah, Brett Cohen. It was just done out of respect and also being a part of the streaming team. Of course, we have the great Edward James Olmos on one of our friends' channels. So it wasn't done intentionally. It's just CLOBBY has been appearing on so many channels, and he does help other folks out. And certainly, Polly is a great friend to Clobberin Times. So just got some wires crossed. It wasn't intentional, and sorry about that. And we try to avoid things like that. We're so happy that we're here, or that you're here, and that you managed to get here despite the confusion.
Ironcaster, what's up, buddy?
Hey,
Ironcaster.
Yeah, you have a link. You have a link if you would like to join us, sir. Let's see here. What is that? Trying to find some. Okay. Well, anyway, paraphrase there are plenty of great original characters out there. Yeah,
I love that comment.
Absolutely. Love Eric July, by the way.
Oh, Ripa. He really understands the comic material. And I'm glad Raquel brought that topic to the table, because if you ever do that, I swear I would have to join you, because I feel like I have a very strong take on that in defense of the female characters, the good ones and the bad ones. And I feel like not all of them are created equally. And I feel like that's once again, for better, for worse. There are the women who, once again, it's like I always say, okay, well, we're creating these female counterparts. I almost feel like, sure, you have your ones that are good, like your She-Hulks, who are exceptional and they're actually likable. But then you get all these other ones who are just a female version of the same guy. And I feel like that's even more disrespectful to women in general, because you're saying you're not good enough to have your own character to call your own. That's what I see. Is I appreciate authenticity, and I feel like when a lot of Marvel and DC writers do this thing, oh, let's just give us the female version of Batman or something like that. It's just like, guys, we have so much as. Why don't you just give us a fresh new female character? It's like a great female character DC could use right now that they're not using. They should be. They could do something with Vixen if they got a writer who cared about the character, respected her lore, and say, okay, what can we do with Vixen? She's her own original character. Yes. But you don't hear or see DC talking about Vixen whatsoever. I know Clobby knows who Vixen is.
Well, here's the thing, Nick.
So when you speak to this,
current DC doesn't give a shit.
I know that.
Neither does Marvel.
Yeah, no.
Neither does Marvel.
Nick, when we're talking about this is why I'm saying that this is also a nerd issue, because we're not talking about egalitarianism. We're not talking about true feminism. What we're actually talking about is hegemony. And that is, sort of overthrowing and gripping onto that power, and creating that sort of feeling of revolution. And on the other side of it, you don't actually achieve egalitarianism. You don't actually achieve feminism. What you wind up doing is castrating a male. And I'm uncomfortable with people casting this idea that a castrated male is the ideal of the female form or the idea of female empowerment. It's not necessary to have hegemony. That overthrowing of power, the revolutionary feeling of taking power from another person for yourself. That's hegemony. And egalitarianism is not that. Egalitarianism and true feminism is everyone being comfortable with their own identity and everyone having an equal amount of power. And I love your comments, Nick. I love Chris's comments, because you guys are talking about a truth in nuance that does not work in most of the social media space, because people just want to have like their periphery. They want to speak to these extremes, and they don't understand that there is nuance there, and nuance creates real change, because it changes hearts and minds, and you have a real change in society and culture, instead of just images that look like power, but they're not power.
But they're not. It's very superficial, Raka. And I keep telling people, I'm like, it's giving this false idea of true female power. I'm like, but it's not. Because no matter what, it's kind of like the whole thing with the movie remakes. Like, no matter what you do, you're still going to live in the shadow of this original idea. And I don't like the idea of living under someone else's skin. I want to be, if I was a lady, and this is what I'm going to do for my daughters as they go, I want them to be their own lady. They don't need to live their life, ripping off what else someone else. I want them to be their own authentic, genuine human being. There's a difference between influence and straight plagiarism. And I want them to learn from influence and not the latter.
And I think you feel this way because you're a dad. As a scholar, I would like everyone at home to imagine the idea of Nick's 2 daughters. Now, Nick has 2 gorgeous daughters, is a very nice father, and I'll tell you something. There has been a time when Nick's daughters have gone into their mother's closet and put on her shoes. And standing in those shoes, standing in their mother's shoes, they imagine who they are going forward. Is it appropriate that we idealize the idea of simply placing a woman into a man's suit? Is that feminism, or is that just making a woman more masculine and using masculine imagery, masculine semiotics to portray the female form and the female reality? And I'm just saying that it's quick and dirty, and I don't think it's very truthful. I don't want to stand in a man's boots in order to be respected. I can stand in my own shoes to be respected. Yeah. And I would also like to say that men were the first ones to wear high heels, not women.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I want to stand in my own shoes. I want to stand in my own clothing. I want to stand in my own reality. I don't need to be a man to have power. And that's the difference between egalitarianism, true feminism, and hegemony that is just simply about exhibiting power and seizing power and taking power as though it can be possessed by one social group or the other. And I think it's wrong.
Oh, it is. I mean, right. It seems like we're at least I'm going to guess. I mean, it sounds like we're on the same page on this. And I will say, I mean, obviously you didn't know me before I was a dad, but being the comic book fan that I was, I always saw it. I always appreciate authenticity, whether it was coming from a female character or a black character. It's the same way with movies. I don't want the sloppy seconds. Give me the first of something. I don't need the next this. I don't want those things. I want the first this. And this is how it was before the day, whether it was about an awesome, trying to think here of a successful, Denzel Washington, great actor. He was the first of his kind. He didn't say, okay, I got to emulate and be a replica of this guy. I'm going to do my thing. I'll take influence, but I won't be plagiarizing. Denzel Washington has all these great originals under his belt to call his own. I appreciate that place of authenticity rather than nowadays it's copy and paste and repeat the thing.
Yes. Yeah, I totally agree. Canadian Spider-Man at 32 minutes past the hour says semiotics. Semiotics is a communication theory discipline, and Canadian Spider-Man, Steve, it's actually the study of signs. So we have signs, symbols, and artifacts. In our society, we use signs, symbols, and artifacts to communicate our needs, our values, language, culture. And so, you know, when you see a stop sign, that's a sign, right? But when you see somebody wearing a cross, that's a symbol, or a heart. A heart is a symbol of love. And then when you see artifacts for this community, the artifacts of what you love in geekdom would be comics. These are our artifacts. So we have signs, we have symbols, and we have artifacts. And semiotics are the academic study, the intellectual study of signs, symbols, and artifacts. I hope I've answered that question for you. Also, I love you, and I'm so happy you're here.
Yeah, Canadian Spider-Man. Well, you know, a lot of the female characters that were their names based upon an original, original male character, such as Supergirl. Again, Batwoman, as you know, Chris Persia points out, actually extends to the Golden Age. Batwoman and Batgirl, the original, you know, Kathy Kane and Betty Kane, things like that. And then later, when you have your Spider-Woman or your She-Hulk, a lot of times these were attempts by the company, because they weren't necessarily given their own titles for a while, until later, but was attempts by the company to keep the other company from doing that. In other words, DC was thinking, well, Marvel could come out with their own character called Supergirl if they wanted to, or Superwoman or whatever. So they jumped at, they did that, they came up with these, we better do this. For example, Marvel, when they put Spider-Woman out, they realized that there were a couple of animation companies and stuff that were thinking about doing a Spider-Woman type character. They ended up doing one called Web Woman. Filmation actually did one for a short time. So and then that was the same deal with She-Hulk. So what's to stop DC from doing a She-Hulk if they wanted, using that name? That's a word you could use. So a lot of these things were almost like preemptive strikes in some of these instances. But other characters, there are plenty of female characters that aren't based on a male character like that. But a lot of the ones that do were done for that reason. But so they're a little different. The ones, it's not a gender swap, it's just an addition, female addition to that family of characters or whatever. And they, again, in the old days, they didn't have a lot of success as their own title or anything like that, because it's just that comics were almost solely aimed at boys.
Oh yeah.
And you'll find a lot of people, a lot of guys will tell you when they were a young boy, they like to look at Wonder Woman or Vampirella on the shelves or whatever, but if they saw a Superman or a Batman or a Spider-Man comic, they were more likely to pick that up with their limited funds on the racks. In the old days, when they're younger, in their younger formative years, we'd like to watch Linda Carter as Wonder Woman on television, but when I'm sitting there and I see that Wonder Woman comic on the rack in the 70s, I'll look at it and flip through it and stuff. But I got to admit, I mean, I went for the Superman or the Fantastic Four comic or the Avengers comic or the Legion of Superheroes or Green Lantern or whatever. Back then, boys wanted to read stories about, male superheroes more. It's just that's what sold. It's not. I don't think that's evil.
But I think that there's also a truth that no one is willing to talk about, and that is the fact that there are women who love science fiction, but most women, when we look at the demographic and the psychographic, they like science fantasy. And I think that it's very important to understand that although corporations are encouraging women to sort of self-brand as loving science fiction, the truth is that many of them don't. I believe 86 million, I'm fairly certain that is the number, watched Bridgerton, which is a period piece that is basically a Jane Austen novel. It's all about romance. And yet, a scant 200 or 300,000 people watched Batwoman or Batgirl, whatever it's called. I didn't watch either one of those things because I'm not interested in it. But I'm just saying that there is a truth beyond vanity metrics when people are on social media and they're doing what these corporations are telling them and sort of betraying their own truth. They get on the social media and they say, Batwoman, Batwoman, Batwoman. We love Batwoman. We want female superheroes. Batwoman's awesome. But when they go home, 86 million of them watch Bridgerton, and a scant 200 to 300,000 actually watch Batwoman. And that's a lot, given the fact that there are 9 billion people on the planet. So, I just think that it's also time for people to start telling the truth. When I look at who buys my science fiction, it's always men. Over 80% of my sales are from men. Men share my work, men read my work, men like my work. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay that women really love science fantasy, and it's okay that women love romance. That's okay. Yeah. You don't have to do what the corporation says. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later when we start talking about what our topics are for today. I'm going to talk about that corporate control a little bit more a bit later. But Clobby, I always want you to hold your head up high when you talk about the demographic and the psychographic of comics, because we ought not shy away from facts. We ought not shy away from truth. And when a truth becomes so unpopular that it cannot be spoken, we've reached a very dangerous place. It's okay that women love manga or manga, however you want to pronounce it, and that they like science fantasy. And it's perfectly fine that men like science fiction, and that the group of women who gravitate towards science fiction is quite small. It's a reality I've lived in for almost a half a century. There is a truth in it, and it must be abided.
Well, there you go. Absolutely. Wait, we have topics today? Nobody told me. Damn it, Jed, why didn't you tell me?
You run the show. You're the captain, remember?
Oh, yeah, put it off on me just because. Yeah, sure. I'm just kidding. Topics. Topics? What is that?
See, I can pull that over here. If it was on my channel, I would have to take the,
the captain. There you go. It's all the captain. Indeed. So, Ash, what's going on, man? Are you keeping track of what's going on with the whatever it is again? The E3, right?
E3, yeah. So there's going to be there's already been a lot of announcements. I mean, we've already had Battlefield 2042 announcement trailer. I've seen bits of it, and my God, it looks really good. I mean, they've got a full-blown trick shot. I mean, the guy's in a fighter jet. He jumps out the fighter jet, shoots down another fighter jet with an RPG, and gets back in his own jet. And that's in the announcement trailer. So it's like, oh my God. But we've got the main events. This weekend. So we've got the Bethesda Xbox showcase because Xbox bought over Bethesda for like $7 billion, and now they're partnered together. Before they were like two completely separate showcases, so they'll be joining together for that. We've got Ubisoft, Square Enix, Nintendo. I believe Warner Brothers is doing one at some point, but I'm not 100% sure on the date, because Warner Brothers do have a lot of IPs coming up. So they've got some Lego games. We've got a new Harry Potter open world RPG themed game, Hogwarts Legacy, I believe it is, which is set 1,000 years before Harry Potter. So they've got a couple of other games coming out. It's everything is kicking off in the gaming world. More announcements, more streams. Right now, Summer Game Fest is being kicked off with Jeff Keighley. Whether you like him or not is a different matter.
Don't know him.
He was a very big presenter as part of E3. He used to do a lot of commentating for IGN, and then he moved to sort of do his own thing. And IGN are doing their own stuff through the E3 season as well. And I personally love IGN and Jeff Keighley because I've been watching them for years. Before even like thinking about streaming on YouTube, or I used to play games and just try and watch all the showcases live. I remember one time I stayed up watching the events live, and I had work the next day, but I didn't care because I wanted to watch them, and I slept like I was nodding off during work the next day.
So you're saying basically this is the big event for gamers of the year. This is the one.
Yeah,
well, supposedly.
So you know how there's like Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con,
right? This is that.
So San Diego Comic-Con, they announced like big trailers for Marvel films, superhero shows, and films and stuff like that. This is that for the gaming industry. So the summer is the season for the gaming industry to, for all the companies to put forward their press material, all their like trailers, interviews with developers and stuff like that. And then usually what happens is the release cycle for indie games. It could be any time, but for major hit releases, it's usually Q4 of the year, so November, around November time, or Q1 or Q2 of the following year, which could be around February to May, actually, but between that time frame. But then again, they could be released all year round. But that's the general release windows that companies have usually been following. So everything is heating up, dialing to 11, and we've got everything slowly going in. I mean, I've been watching a bit of the Summer Game Fest, and before that even started, half an hour before the show even went live, there was like 25,000 people watching the show, ready to gear up. The chat was just blowing up for a game called Elden Ring. Now, that's made by a company called From Software, and they make the Dark Souls games. I think they make Neo and Nier. Very.
I'm gonna laugh at that's an Xbox exclusive too.
I wouldn't be surprised because it was first announced on the Xbox stage a couple of years ago. But that is in partnership with From Software and George R.R. Martin. So no wonder his next book is taking so long. So George R.R. Martin is going to build the world, to do the lore.
He's never gonna finish that bloody book, and I've said this. Never ever gonna finish that book.
Yeah, writing is difficult. There are some people that are capable of only writing one amazing book in their life. But go easy on him. Anyway, as you were saying.
It's been 10 years,
Yeah, so everyone's extremely hyped about Elden Ring. Well, one, because it's been a bit since the last From Software game, but also because George R. R. Martin is building the world for this game and the lore, along with other people, of course, but he's the main headline talent. That was marketed with the announcement when it was first brought to the world. So yeah, like you said, Raquel, writing is hard,
It is.
Especially once you're trying to write one IP, you're being asked to do others like Game of Thrones spin-offs, and on top of that, you're trying to build a brand new world from scratch for a video game company.
Yes,
so,
and also
yeah.
and also this insane intimacy of being able to directly communicate with the artist. So before
Exactly,
you're tucked away in the room and you're writing these fantastic stories that are in your mind, and then all of a sudden you experience this insane popularity, and now in real time people get to tell you what they think of your work. And if that doesn't stymie you, you know, Jiminy Cricket, nothing will. I mean, it has to be daunting and kind of scary. Anyway, Ash, please continue.
Well, that exact reason is part of why I love video games so much, is because for me personally, when I read a book, I'm reading the story, and I get to imagine things in that story, and how things would be happening. But you know how they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So in a video game, you actually partake in that story with a physical, corporeal-ish world to interact with, because there's like world design. You can go where you want, do where you want. Yes, you might have a predetermined story to go along, but you could do things in different orders. You could veer off to let's take Witcher 3 for example. You could veer off to a little town and maybe they've got a problem with some monsters, but it turns out that a member in the family is actually a demon worshipper or something of the sort. And then you just spiral down a hole of just incredible storytelling, and that's not even the main story. I mean, again, like I spoke about this when I talked about Elder Scrolls. In Skyrim, there was that one farming village, and if you speak to all the villagers, they like demon worshippers.
Oh, wow.
Like, it's not explicitly said, but you put two and two together, and you're like, wait a minute, something's not quite right here. And again, that's just a side part that's mostly overlooked by many casual players, but for the hardcore fans, you go deep down. So that's like the crazy world of gaming. Like with games like MMORPG, so massively multiplayer online role-playing games, things like World of Warcraft, for example. Those games are live service, so new content is constantly having to come out to fit in with the pre-existing content, not only if it's like a character story expansion, or if it's a brand new zone with a new story, maybe cameoing some previous characters. But World of Warcraft had been out for over a decade, so there's over a decade's worth of lore and material in that game. And the same thing is happening with Elder Scrolls Online. ESO is 1,000 years before Skyrim, but there's still a wealth and breadth of lore and detail within that game. So video games can are really magical in that sense.
Hey,
it's
Ash,
crazy times right now. Yeah.
Do you know when the new Ratchet and Clank comes out?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Like seriously tomorrow?
Seriously,
like tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Dude. Because I'm actually
you have great timing.
Let me double
that's
check the
great.
date, but I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow.
Well, I was a big time gamer back in the PS2 days, you know, the days like Devil May Cry, Metal Gear Solid, stuff like that. And then like I played some stuff during the PS3, and then I kind of eventually dropped off just because I was getting busy. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come back in. I looked at Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. I saw that trailer. I'm like, you know what? That'd be a good game to get back into the groove
news
of.
has come out about that. I mean, first, it is tomorrow, 11th of June is the release date. So, but a recent thing came out that because of the Rift mechanic, there's going to be Easter eggs from other PlayStation IPs in Ratchet and Clank. So things are going to either make an appearance in the game. We've already had, what was it? The Last of Us name has been mentioned. Horizon Forbidden West name has been mentioned. A couple of other PlayStation IPs have been mentioned. So either like a vehicle or a character or a mob is going to make an appearance through these rifts within the new Ratchet and Clank game.
Nice.
And also because of
I
the
just
PS4.
pre-ordered it right now, by the way. Just letting you know,
nice.
I got online right away, and I'm like, okay, done. Because I still haven't even got my PS5. I know at least I have my copyright for when I get the system.
It's coming out on PS4 as well, I believe.
Yeah, I just want to be ready to transition because getting a hold of a PS5 is somehow in the modern age a royal pain in the ass, and that shouldn't be a thing. Because I was with my brother in line. He bought the PS3 when it came out, the midnight release.
Yeah,
we were in line. I don't know how old you are, but there used to be this old store back in the day. It was on Best Buy's compare called Circuit City. We were in line at the midnight release for Circuit City, and we were waiting, to see if we could get PS3. We waited about 6 hours. Me, my brother, and a few of his friends. We even ordered pizza while we were in line. Had to throw that in there. they did deliver it to us in line. Love you. They did deliver it to us in line, which was awesome. We got our system, and like almost everyone got one. It was like no big deal, and it was packed to the gills. We were at a location that was by one of the biggest malls in America called Woodfield Mall. It's in Illinois, one of the biggest ones in America, and almost everyone got one, no problem. But nowadays, here we are, 15 years later, and it's like this royal struggle to get one. What happened?
Well, scalpers. That's what happened.
Scalpers and online ordering.
Okay, scalpers are the reason why the average consumer, the average gamer, can't get one. But the reason there's not enough units to go around is because of the COOF, mainly because the electronics industry has been hit excruciatingly hard. I mean, all the manufacturing industry has been hit very hard. But for the PS5, there's a lot of expensive components and electronics built into the system. So let's say even raw material, like ore, for example, is becoming difficult to mine and ship with a decreased workforce, closed borders. The timelines and time schedules are increasing exponentially, and slowly things are like sort of winding up a little bit with the vaccine coming out. However you feel about that is a different matter entirely, but things are slowly starting to open in some of the major consumer and production worlds. Now, PlayStation said they were going to produce about 11 million units for the first wave of production. They sold out 11 million units. And
I think they should stop selling online. I mean, make people get it the way we did during the PS3 game.
The only reason
is
again
the scalpers.
Again, the COOF. You can't exactly have hundreds of people flocking to a store in the middle of a global situation.
And look what they sacrifice in place of that.
Nick, also the fact that many of them are abandoning brick and mortar because brick and mortar costs money. It costs money to have a storefront. It costs money to build buildings. It costs money to have staff, janitorial, bookkeeping people.
Oh, I know.
There is a huge push for them, for us to only buy online, so they don't have to front any cost at all.
I'm aware. It's just
you don't need workers anymore. You don't need bookkeeping staff, accountants. You don't need anything. All you need is the internet. And wow, is that ever cost saving and increases that profit margin. Yep. So they crave it. They love it. And I think that the vid has actually made it worse.
I'm aware of this. I feel like that's sad that that's what we're pushing to, because I feel like it just teaches us to some degree to not get out of our houses. I don't want to turn this into a whole social political thing, but we got to learn, especially we got to understand one size does not fit all. Some people work better in a work environment versus working at home. Now, for those who can work at home, my hat's off to you. That's awesome. Because especially some people do need to be at home, and those are people who are the most motivated to make sure they get it done because they need to be at home. Maybe it's because of their parent, or maybe they're taking care of an elder. There's always something, but you can't have everyone work at home. Like, we got to get out of our house sometime. All right, I'll shut up with that part.
No, you don't have to shut up. What you're saying is very smart, and it's very important. You know, everyone knows my Twitter is private, but I talk a lot about the Oxford paper and several other papers, studies, where they're saying, by 2032, about 47% of the population will be out of work, and it will be due to this new digital industrialized revolution. And so, the fourth industrial revolution, and it is quite troublesome because it's going to take away a lot of jobs. It's not just about the fact that it's not healthy for us to not have contact with others, and certainly, like Matt has said in the chat, the internet doesn't take coffee breaks. Just this whole idea of how it's going to transform our society. And you speaking to that is extremely intelligent, and you're not harping on anything bad at all. Discussing the ramifications of this is geek culture, and I love that you and Esh are talking about it.
Oh yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Go on, Esh. You're speaking.
Yeah, no, it's all right. And like to further that, it's really just like as technology is advancing so quickly, more and more jobs are going to be at risk because yes, there is a strive to upskill the existing workforce so jobs aren't lost, but technology is evolving too fast to be able to cope with the loss of jobs because especially from what I've seen in my engineering background, the new technologies, Industry 4.0, for example, is the digitization of the manufacturing industry. And that would be, let's say you have a production line that will send data up to the cloud and you can monitor your production line live in real time. That's Industry 4.0. And then Industry 5.0 would be the full AI interface with the cloud system to the production line. So there would be no human interaction. The only human interaction would be your maintenance engineers for the infrastructure, for maintaining the equipment and maintaining the infrastructure of said cloud system and AI link and stuff like that. So we are heading that way. It'd be like in the film WALL-E, where
great movie.
Yeah. Literally, it is a great film where everything would be provided for us. The manufacturing will run itself. All people do would be consume entertainment and stuff. And as more people become complacent and consume entertainment, there'd be less of an emphasis to strive, innovate, and develop.
That's right.
And it is worrisome, but I think we just need to try and be more proactive to encourage young people to innovate more, go into the STEM subjects, for example, like learning things.
I think we've had enough innovation. Let's have somebody invent something, right, Ash?
Exactly. Yeah, inventors as well. What's like the next problem to solve, basically.
Where's the innovators? Not the next, not another imitator.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but before we get too far away from it, Chris has said something that I think is very important, and it was a way back here, but I don't like to ignore Chris when he says something. But he was saying about how George R. Martin, how he had made a statement that he's not going to be beholden to the fans about his book. Or his next book. I would just like to address that before we get too far away from it, because I'd like to make sure that the Global Geek Gang is known for its good manners. Chris, I hope he has said something like that, because that means that he's trying to use an authorial trick to get himself back into his creative flow, to get himself back into his creative juices. So instead of chaining him to a bed and saying, look, like, you're a fool, or we're going to mock you, or you're a loser, or why haven't you finished this series? That's enough to just vacuum all of the creativity out of an author. So I hope that he has said that. And more importantly, I hope that he feels that. I hope that's his internal dialogue, because as an author, it can be very frustrating to have writer's block. So I thank you so much for your comment, Chris. We love you so much.
He has brought some of this onto himself too.
Well, no, I don't want to get too far away from it. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, I know, but he has deserved the wrath of the fans, because he's literally shit on them. He's told them he'll
Not
have
literally.
things by this certain day
He has not,
and everything
he has
else.
Thankfully not
he has
literal.
not literally defecated on anyone. Don't be ridiculous.
Not literally.
Figuratively. But go on.
Figuratively.
Like okay,
guess.
and I'm gonna just say this. He has literally crapped on the people figuratively that have literally gave him money and then expects them to like come back.
Everything
you know,
I don't
not
think
true.
it's like that at all. Okay, here's my
Literally
take on.
means actually, dude.
no, I don't mean actually. I'm
But
not.
you said
I'm,
literally.
No,
You
I
did say
didn't.
literally.
I didn't
Raquel
mean to say literally,
is
but
Jed's
he's
filler word.
he's literally bit the hand that feeds him, and he wonders why people.
Literally, Kim.
Yes, he has.
Not
Literally,
though.
he has.
So someone's standing in front of him.
And
He's
he's-
opened his
his-
mouth, grabbed the
yeah.
person's arm, and put it.
Ew, I don't want a hand.
Ugh.
I don't want a hand.
No, you guys are making jokes. I'm being serious right now.
Yeah.
He's literally like talked down to his fans and everything else, and they wonder why they're pissed with him. Okay,
Right.
and like he has earned the wrath of the fans right now. Okay.
Okay.
But we were
But-
talking about that. We were talking about Chris speaking to the inner
but then you were
dialogue of
saying,
an author.
no bullshit, because he's literally talked crap to his fans
Yeah.
constantly. Okay,
All right.
I
hey.
just don't. I don't approve of that. Your fans are the reason why you're there, dude. You know, any
What's
fans
he
or
said?
any people or anything that and that
What's he said,
gets me
Jed?
pissed
I just
off
want to know
more than
what
anything.
has he said. If he has,
Yeah.
let's just say that you're right. That is his literally talk back to his fan. What has he said? I don't know. I'm not Game of Thrones normie. I don't know anything.
Oh yeah,
about
Nick.
it.
Well, like literally said, he goes, "Oh, you don't deserve anything. I don't bow down to you. I don't do anything." Dude, you would not be there without your fans. Do not crap on your fans. Like I'm saying, you do not crap on your subscribers at YouTube. You do not shit on your fans over at Twitch. You do not shit on any social platform. Okay? They're the reason why you make money. Okay? That thing, that pisses me off to no end. That's literally what DC and Marvel are doing right now, too.
I'd say Marvel and DC are worse.
And Star Trek.
I'd say Marvel and DC are worse.
Can I just ask?
You know,
let's say if George R. R. Martin is burnt out, because I have a feeling he's burnt out with Game of Thrones. I've just googled him, and he's done a lot of literary work. And if you hear the name George R. R. Martin, what immediately comes to your head? Game of Thrones. He's done the books.
What's the second thing that comes to your head? He doesn't want to finish the books that he's promised.
Don't interrupt Esh while he's talking.
Let Esh
Jed, let Esh finish, please. You spoke your piece. Now let Esh speak his piece, please.
Okay, thank you. So what if he is burnt out? And let's say, what if he's worried about fan backlash? So he says, "Yeah, I'll get it done." Yeah. Comes deadline, it isn't done. What if I'm not saying this is, I'm not him, I don't speak to him, but what if he has writer's block, or again burnt out with the franchise? We don't know what's in his mind. He's probably said, "Yes, I'll get it done. Get off my back, leave me the F alone so I can finish this." But then again, he's got other corporations coming to him saying, "Oh, we'd like you to write spin-off shows for us. Oh, we'd like you to do this for us, that for us." And that will fill his time while he's in a mode of writer's block to maybe eventually come back to the book and finish his story for where he left off. I'd like to hope that one day Game of Thrones fans will get a finished version of that book. But I don't see it likely given the current state of things and his recent interactions with fans and the other projects he's slated to work on. It is unfortunate because of the size of the fan base and the passion of the fan base. A lot of fans feel extremely betrayed, myself included, with the final season, with the season of Game of Thrones, the final season. because that was done before he'd written his final book, but he was taking too long to write the book, so they just did the season. I believe I'm not sure if he consulted it on it or not, so don't take my word for gospel. But they spent what $2 million per episode, and so many people hated it and were put off by Game of Thrones. So from that standpoint, yes, there's writer's block, but is it really worth returning to Game of Thrones in its current state, given these vast distaste for the franchise?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I want to add to that.
Go ahead, Nick.
Before we do that, before we give the floor to Nick, I would just like to say, Chris, you don't ever have to apologize.
Yeah, don't worry about that, bud.
This is a wonderful geek issue, and it's up to Clobby and I to control the panel while you control the chat. And I love you very much. It seems like everyone is very passionate about this issue, so I am so happy that you brought it up. Don't you ever be sorry. I love you, Chris. And Lord the Thoth at 6 minutes past the hour says, I wouldn't want to finish my life's work in this political climate. I emphasize with him. And so lots of feedback coming in here from Geekdom about this issue. And a lot of people have some passionate feelings. And all voices are welcome here. And we will address them with decorum. So with that said, I'm going to give the floor over to Nick. Nick, what did you want to say?
Okay, so I'm definitely an outsider as far as Game of Thrones goes. Obviously, I'm aware of its cultural relevance. I'm aware of how dedicated and passionate people were, but I have paid attention over the years, especially since its controversial ending, and also with this book that's not come out. So I have noticed a few pieces I picked up on over the years. I mean, has George R.R. Is that right? R.R. right? Is that right? R.R. Martin. Okay. Has he admitted to having writer's block to some degree? Because if he is, he should just say, you know what? Maybe I'm not in a place where I'm in the right mindset to get this book done. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I need time away from this and then can come back to it. I feel like he should.
He hasn't said anything.
I feel like when you're being left in the dark, it looks bad and frustrating to fans. Now, he doesn't literally have to kneel and bow down to his fans. I can agree to that, but I do think he does owe some degree of communication since he would not have his place in the world amongst his customers without his franchise. That's is what it is because of customers.
What Nick just said,
he's not wrong that he doesn't have to bow down to them, but I feel like just a little small sliver of communication can go a long way. Because no one has to bow down to anyone. No one. And sometimes when we say that, we're kind of like just being fair. It's just we're saying, hey, look, here's a friend of ours, really good. We respect him. We're all doing that. We don't really mean that in a literal sense, textbook wise. But he should say something, because if memory serves correct, he did write something to his fans saying that you can hold me to it if I don't have the book done by like July 29th, or was it 2020 or something?
And he was serious about that.
Yeah, too. He was very serious. And then
Gary said something about that on his show too.
Okay. So anyways, that all aside, if you're saying this is when it is, hold me, did he say something along the lines like hold me to it? I mean,
and he said, hold me to it. And if I don't get the book done, then lock me up in jail. He was serious about it.
Okay. Yeah. I would like to see the receipts for it. It's not that I don't believe it, but I do remember people talking about that as a very popular point. To a point I'm like, okay, maybe that's not fake. There is some legitimacy to that. And if he's saying that, I would just rather him admit it. Hey, listen, guys, I know it looks odd where I'm signing up for more projects at my late age, and yet I had this art thing that's been on the back burner for many years. It does look a little odd.
Can I address that as a communications and technology scholar?
Yeah, address it how you may.
Well, the thing is that Lord Thoth is really getting to the meat of it here, and that is what's going on culturally has become quite volatile. So we see this with the Harry Potter series. We see people lashing out against the author because what is transpiring in the IP is not liked by the current hegemonic ideals within this new type of sort of, Marxist, for lack of a better term, regime. And all of these cultural ideas that are transforming the dialogue. So it is I think Lord Thoth is onto something there. I think there is a little bit of fear. I would also like to speak to the professional writing aspects of this, and that is that George R.R. Martin is a brand. So there are two things going on here. One is something very psychological. When an author comes out and says that they have writer's block, it can be a very scary thing for them because they're confronting a loss of craft. Okay. And then there's the other side of it, which is when the publisher and the handler, the PR people don't want him to say those kinds of things because it can impart the idea that the well is dry. And this is why you see some people who come from publishing like I do, who come from communications like I do, talking about this in a much more muted and reserved tone without the condemnation, because there are those issues, those professional issues, as well as personal issues that are going on behind the scenes. So, kind of scary because, I would just like to say right now in front of everyone that I have written short stories my entire life. And I didn't keep them. I used to write them out on paper. They would be read to my family, or my family would read them out, and then they would go into the trash can. I never kept any of them. Then when the digital verse came along, I was in university, so I was constantly writing nonfiction, all of this like super academic stuff. And then recently I just reconnected with writing science fiction again. And as many of you know, I love short story. I love the tradition of short story. And I would just like to say on air right now, I have writer's block. I've had it since COVID started, and I've not wanted to say it out loud because it's extremely upsetting to me, almost to the point where it brings me to tears. So I'm actually trying to finish my book, and I'm trying to get people interested in all my short stories so I can do that short story collection. And I just simply cannot bring myself to do it. And it doesn't feel good. And I certainly wouldn't want to be pilloried or castigated or humiliated in public, because I already feel like a heel. I already feel like the only thing I'm good at, I've lost the ability to do. And I think people need to understand that. And I appreciate Lord Thoth raising that issue. So as we keep on talking about this issue, how Jed feels, how Esh feels, how you feel, I just wanted everyone on the panel to be empowered by that sort of, this is what happens behind the scenes when you sit at a desk and write a story.
See, Raquel, I want to say this 1 second. You have respect to your fans and everything else. That's what I love. You respect your fans, you love your fans, you love everybody down there. But he is literally debase them and everything else.
Yeah.
To the point.
Yeah, that's true. He's not been nice to his fans.
He's not been nice to his fans at all. And that's the thing.
Let Clobby
I will say that's the thing.
Clobby, what did you want to say?
No, Jack can continue. I'm just saying I'm agreeing with him on that point, that he has been fairly disrespectful to the fans. And I'm an outsider as Nick. I've never read any of his stuff other than his old Wild Cards books, but I haven't watched Game of Thrones. I guess Jed has. I guess Jed's read I don't know if he's read the books or whatever, but I know he's a fan of the show. A lot of people are a fan of the show. So, and how they feel about the way they're being treated by Martin, I get that, but I do understand where Thoth is coming from as well. But when you're disrespectful to your fans, I do lose some respect for you.
Me too. That's the thing that infuriates me, Raquel. You have respect for your fans. I love you for that. You tell you love them. I would love to hear your thoughts and comments and everything else. But that man has disrespected his whole fan base. I do not take kindly to that.
Okay.
There are lots of science fiction authors that are like that.
I know they are. I've met several.
They can be grumpy. I'm an INTJ. I'm an introvert. My Myers-Briggs is that I like to be all by myself. less than 1% of the world's population is an INTJ, and most of them are men. And I'm a total introvert. I get exhausted being around people. So when Lord Thoth adds to the chat that George is suffering from public and PR PTSD, I totally get it. It's actually not hyperbole. There are just some people who love, and especially a lot of authors, they love the cocoon of their private life, and writing has turned into a form of celebrity. And so I think that there are things that are happening in our culture where people have more access to these temperamental authors who would just rather sit in an attic writing a story, if that makes sense. So I respect what you've added here. I respect what Ash has added here. And I definitely respect what Nick has added here. I love that Chris brought this up, and I love the things that Lord Thoth has said in the chat.
You know, Raquel, I'm gonna say, I mean, we're now echoing some of your words, but I love that. I know you say it's tough for you to admit it, but I love that you came on and said you're having writer's block. I feel like there may be more empathetic fans than whether it's R.R. Martin or the people around him, around the fandom, would realize if he did admit that. I feel like there would be, because once again, sometimes all you need in life is a little detour. And then when you take that little detour, like, okay, I've gone around this route, I'm discovered some things. Okay, I've got inspiration again. I can now return back to point A and get back up where I left off. And I feel like that would be a very reasonable response. I mean, that's where I'm seeing. And once again, obviously, I can only take what I say. Even not me. I'm holding myself to a small degree. I'm a normie at this, so. But I do try to at least see what goes on the outside and play off of that angle is all I'm getting. And seriously, I respect the hell of you for admitting that. And I feel like there would be more empathetic people in the world if they heard more of that. It's the idea of admitting that you're human and that you can't get everything done. I would actually love or maybe not even love, but respect many individuals in any field that they say, you know what? Guys, I'm at a standstill. I'm sorry. This is not working. It's not meant to be. I would really, for me personally, I don't even have to like what they do, but I would respect them for telling the truth. And I know for some that's
Nick?
easier.
I love what you're saying right now, and I hope that everyone hears this out, because you know what? I think that's some really good advice to George R.R. Martin's team, to his publisher, and to his handler. Perhaps it is okay to offer that olive branch to the fandom, even if that's not what he wants to do, because what you feel as an author inside and how you feel about that world and how you just want to communicate through your writing, and you don't want celebrity and you're not good at it. I think maybe it's time to go ahead, write that on a sticky note and put it on the fridge of the world and let everyone know that that's where he's coming from. And in so doing, I think it could heal a lot of hearts and perhaps even unblock him, Nick. So I love your comments. Excellent comments, sir.
Thank you.
I think we should speak to what Thoth is saying, because it's a good counterpoint. And because again, see, as I said, I'm coming from a standpoint as I'm only going by what fans of that particular appearances. I'm not one like Jed is a fan. I think some of you are, some of you aren't. I said Nick, but Thoth is, for example, and he says he doesn't think he's being disrespectful. He's a different take than we're having. I think he's being defensive. Wouldn't you be? Come on. Well, again, you know more about it than I do, Thoth, in this case, because as not a fan, I'm only going by what many fans do feel disrespected. I can tell you that. Whether you think, they do feel disrespected, as Jed does and others do. So, And again, that's how they feel about it. But I'm on the outside. So to be fair, I'm saying if that's the case, that they feel that way, he probably is responsible for it in some ways. But defensiveness can come off as disrespect sometimes. Yeah.
Sure can. And can I just interrupt? I beg everyone's pardon. Please excuse me. Wonderful panel.
Go ahead. You're
I just
doing
wanted
great.
to say I love this community. a lot of you are from our Star Trek community, and also just like from the Clobberin Times community. The things that you're saying to me in the chat are actually going to make me cry, and I'm not an emotional person. I love you all so much. You guys are such great friends. I adore you. Thank you, Brett Cohen, and others, Matt, and just everyone who is just encouraging me and saying such kind and wonderful things. I love you. Thank you.
Raquel, I want to say I'm sorry. Okay, I get on things I love. I get heated, and you can tell I love Game of Thrones because I went there.
Honey, I'm glad that
I'm sorry. You like there are certain things I love, like Superman, and everything else, and then it just hits my button sometimes.
I've never liked that about anything. I've never liked that.
Jed, you are wonderful, and what you've done here today is excellent. You've spurred on a spirited debate. The only thing is that I love you very much, and I respect your feelings and your opinions. The only thing is that it's my job as running second chair here and being a commanding officer that everyone gets the floor. And so I don't want you to feel as though I have admonished you. It's just that when Esh Singh decides to step on the carpet, we have to allow him to speak his piece. And when Nick wants to say something, we have to let him talk too. And it's super important to get to the chat. This community is very important to me. And each one of these people that are behind these real names and anonymous names, they care about Clobby and I, and they're always here to support this channel. So I want them to be heard. So lovely job today. Excellent. And if I poke you sometimes so that you give the floor away to someone other than yourself, please just accept that, because it must be shared, sir.
Well, it's great to be passionate about stuff, because I never am, of course. You all know that I'm always completely calm, and I never get upset about or rant about anything ever. So I don't know what Jed's talking. I don't know what Jed's coming from. I totally cannot relate to him there, because I love everything.
Well,
and everything
I'm a Taurus too, so
Well, is that
I will go
signs
there.
now?
Well, it's a good job I haven't talked about Doctor Who then, isn't it?
Oh yeah, don't get me started. Don't get me started on Doctor Who, because I will go the same route. Okay, I will go full throttle on Doctor Who too.
I love everything.
Is this the special therapy episode for everyone to just let it out?
I will go from 1 to 100.
Is the GGG today. Phantom therapy.
I'm like, let's do you one of them.
Yes.
Time to get angry, time to cry. Let's get it all out, guys, and hug it out in the end.
Guys are making me feel up already.
You guys say everything.
And Nick's gonna have to eat something.
Yeah, you guys are making me want our chicken sandwich now.
He's gonna have to get a
Sorry,
Twinkie and a Slim Jim.
He can eat his chicken sandwich as long as he's made us some as well.
You only eat one? You don't order two? Dude. Sorry.
Trust me, I wanted to have two, but I got home, I had my chinchilla, and he was kind of like barking at me that he needed things. I'm like, oh, fine. I guess I literally was about to turn around, go back to Popeyes, because it's like 2 minutes from me, go figure. And I was going to go and get another
two
one.
of them, Nick. Yeah,
I wasn't thinking that at the time. I was like kind of like a panic mode. Like, I gotta be ready for the GGG. I gotta get ready for that. I gotta get ready. And like, also
Nick, you're a brother. You love food like me.
Yeah.
We both know we got to get double when we get sun, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you know better. I know better. Okay, we both know this.
Yeah,
it just shows you even I can make that mistake too. I mean, I normally in a perfect world, Nick Wise would have two, but I was in this mode where I wasn't all there. I'm like, I just need to have a sandwich. I just need to have a sandwich. Like, and all of a sudden, like, I'm eating it, and my chinchilla's barking at me. I'm like, oh, I guess I won't go back for the second one. And then I take care of him. Now he's all happy, bouncing around in his cage. I'm like, oh, I got scramble. I got the global geek. I probably
at least the puppy behind me ain't bouncing around right now, so you guys don't hear him bouncing around, going behind me. So
I wish I had a puppy. Everybody's got a puppy with me. Everybody's got a puppy.
I don't either. One day
He's like 5 months old now, like 4 or 5 months old.
My.
Now, so.
We need to get Nick. We need to get Nick to show this arcade machine that I found him in E3.
Yes.
Go on, Nick. Go on, Nick. Go on.
I'm ready. All right.
Oh,
so
you got stuff for us? Okay.
Retro here.
They win, bro.
Looking out for a brother. He shares the right things in life, and he delivered me this thing that I'm like, I have to have this. So lo and behold, when I saw this, I got right here. Arcade One Up reveals the Simpsons 4-player cabinet as part of its E3 2021 lineup. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh boy!
Do you know how much that thing is going to cost, Nick?
I don't care. What's money? What is money?
You're not gonna have money for food.
Yes, I will.
It doesn't matter. It's a Simpsons cabinet.
Yes, I will. Oh, I will have a full cabinet of cereal ready for me. That way, like it'll be kind of like that South Park episode where they got so hooked on Warcraft. Remember when Cartman was just like,
"Oh yeah," his mom had to come in there, and you're like, "Mom." Into the thing.
So anyways,
how much do you think that would run? That thing?
A few grand, probably $2,000.
Well, I will say this. I think they may make it out of that cheaper wood so you can have it, but
Arcade One Up they're not too expensive because basically they're like
really
they're a smaller scale cabinet.
Wait, are these the ones you can put together?
The ones
they might be,
The ones that go.
Oh yeah, they're made of cheaper wood and stuff. So
yeah,
Nick, as you scroll up.
Okay,
yeah, it's on a riser.
No,
it's on a riser. It's on a riser. So if you look, it's like a little tiny. It's a smaller cabinet. So you put it on the riser to have it full size. So if you look there, so you can see the riser at the bottom.
Here, let me emphasize on that.
So there you go. That's sitting on its riser. You see. So the actual cabinet is that top bit there. So that's what you'll be getting, and then you can get the riser for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Retro, aren't these the blokes that did the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game and
all the arcade?
Okay, yeah. So they're these are made in good quality because I was talking to Tom because I was thinking about getting a couple of these. It's cheaper wood, but they put the stuff together in a decent way, and you can put it together.
Look at that. Look at that headline right there, I highlighted. Well, according to the group, pre-orders will open up for the Simpsons Cap on July 15th, 2021. Well, guys, in case you all wonder why you don't see me for a few weeks, you now know why. So you know why I went into hiding? Because look at that headline. I'm going to own this thing. And when I have the boys
Nick,
over,
you got to do a review, Nick. You got to do.
I will do a review. Oh, I'll do a review. I'll do an unboxing video. I'll do an unboxing video. I'll go all the way with this. I'll do an unboxing video. I'll do a review video. I'll do maybe a watch along. Oh man!
Even though you can play the game in about an hour fully, so.
Oh, dude. All I know is this thing gets to live with me.
Fresh, all the Arcade One Up stuff. I would love to get. I can't get hold of it because you have to pay for those.
Wait! Look at that! It has built-in Wi-Fi and links up to the network to allow other players to play with the Sims if you want to fill out your family roster.
So good, so good. All I know is how much was that Ninja Turtles one? Because maybe I'm overestimating. I'm like, I was on
it might be on the One Up website.
Tom, I think, said he got his for 60 or 80, somewhere around that number.
Oh, so they're all I thought they would be hundreds of dollars.
No.
Oh, really?
No, he got it on clearance, I think.
Oh, okay, but clearance. But I'm talking about brand new. I'm one of those type of guys.
Brand new, I would say somewhere around 80 to 100.
Oh, really? Wow.
80 to 100.
Really overestimated by what, 3,000%?
No. The most I've seen one of these is at $200.
Oh, I can afford this today then.
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh, my children will like it too because I want them to at least know about the Simpsons.
Nick, but here's the thing. Wait till they go on clearance because they will go on clearance. If you have the money,
if I can wait.
If you can wait.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can wait, that's cool.
Remember that song from that cheesy movie Armageddon where Aerosmith where they say I don't want to miss a thing? I'm not gonna wait, man. I don't want to miss a thing. I want to get on playing this right away because you know me. I'm the guy who gets it right away. I like to have those bragging rights. It's like, it's mine. It's mine. Yes.
Nick, I'm just looking now on in the UK, so this will be in dollars. The arcade one-up Street Fighter and Riser, that's 350 quid. So it'll be about $350.
Yeah. I've just had a look at the Ninja
Street
Turtles
Fighter,
one.
dude. That's
Teenage Mutant.
Ahead,
this was from an article in 2019. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade one-up cabinet currently retails for $349 at Walmart.
Yep. Oh wow,
that's worth it.
Yep.
Worth it. Oh, Don, thank you guys. Ash Retro, you're looking out for a brother. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I just want to punch a hole in the wall.
Well done, Ash. Well done, Ash.
But I'm guessing it was a limited production run. So I believe a lot of them will be on the secondary market with markups.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah. The same thing again. The scalpers get hold of them.
Yeah. Well, not only scalpers.
Your geekgasm. Can we welcome our panelist, Ironcaster?
Welcome, buddy.
Welcome, sir.
Well, dude.
I'm looking at arcade one-up machines now. Thanks, guys.
One brief aside, real quick, because I don't think Raymond can be with us today because today is the birthday of the wonderful Sandra Feliciano.
It is.
A big global geek gang. Happy birthday to Sandra.
Happy birthday, Sandra.
Happy birthday.
Love you.
Go lay down. No, don't come over here. What are you doing?
Daria. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of friends who's popped in since we've been going that we hadn't been able to say hello to. So big hellos to Brightest Day, Cam, the great Mark D with the C's out there somewhere, bro. We know you're out there, man. You know you're working. Matt Ludi. Hello. Andrew, 46 and 2. Zach, 7. Dee Byers, as in the Catman, a.k.a. Good to see you. North Hester. The wonderful Apollome's Minion
and Pupper.
In that too.
Yeah.
JT Kirk, what's up, man? And D Bud Martin's here. Who else popped in? Darius. Hey. Just wanted to catch up on those hellos there. Go ahead.
Just a second.
Well, what you got? What's the matter? What's the matter, Jetty?
Well, they said Midnight's Edge raid, so I might go send a few invites out.
Oh, they're done now? You talk about
I might send a few people.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they're busy. I'm sure they just got done streaming for like 4 hours. So did they? Yeah. Something like that. So
unless you're like Mauler, where you can just go 10 straight hours and then just hop on to the next thing.
Oh yeah, sure they have been going for a long time though. But yeah, Mauler, those guys.
Those guys are freaks of nature. Marty.
Where? Who? How? What? When? There he is.
Just walked in the door. So did Claude. Hello, Claude. Yeah. And did we call out D Bud Martin?
I did. D Bud.
What's up, dude?
I think I'm up to speed now on everyone just popping in. Brightest Day. Did I get you? Did I get you Brightest Day? Yeah, Brightest Day. So Iron, what's up, buddy?
Oh, I just got out of work, got home. I'm all sweaty.
Oh. Well, that's
Tell me more.
Wow.
Sadly, there was no chicken sandwiches involved.
Yeah. Oh, that's Abatinio Calverman Shea. I hope I said that right. Yeah. Well, by the way, Nick, are you having a show tomorrow night, dude?
Me? I am doing another one tomorrow night. I mean, last Friday was our most successful one yet. I couldn't believe it. We had like I had Clobberin times level of attendance on that one, and we had like 3 or 4 guys on panel. We had like 25 people. I'm like, bro, people are turning up, and we were still colliding with Friday Night Tights and the Cocktail Lounge. So I'm like, holy crap, we're gaining momentum. Yes.
Well, and I do double duty with Nick, so
yeah, you do the duty with me, man. So
yeah, me and Nick do double duty some nights. So
well, cool.
Yeah. Oh, D-Bud with that comment. Oh, D-Bud was very instrumental, along with Dark Shadow Logan and Pat S, on repeating great commando lines Tuesday night. Thank you, D-Bud, by the way. You guys were awesome in the chat. It was like a party in the chat on Tuesday night. It was wild.
Nice. Well, that's great, man.
So, Raquel, I remember hearing you a couple weeks ago talking about your love of vintage shops.
Yes.
Vintage what?
there's a quite sizable vintage shop near me. I was thinking about going to this weekend. I might go take some video for you.
Would you? Oh my goodness! If you have a GoPro or you want to do like a little show, I would absolutely love that, and I would definitely tune in.
So you get an idea of like how big this place was. It used to be a Harley Davidson store, so it's a nice basically warehouse.
Wow. Oh, that's pretty big. That's
so
pretty
it's
big.
also cool and it smells really good.
Well, when you say vintage store, what is that exactly?
You know what you need to do? You need to do a live stream, going in with your camera, filming it, talk back to Raquel, and Raquel goes, "Yeah, I'll buy that." And get it. That's what you need to do. Telling you now. That's what you need to do.
Okay, so just so everyone knows, all over the world, people have different names for, like flea markets, secondhand stores, consignment stores, charity shops. So Ironcaster is just using the diction from his particular area. I'm thrilled. I would absolutely love that. I'm so jealous of, not really, but so I'll just say jelly. I'm so jelly of Clobby, and I can't wait to go and hang out with Pat and Clobby, because when we do ClobbyCon down south, it's going to be amazing. Like Americans, I hate to be trite, but it's a treasure trove of stuff from your culture and all of these wonderful things that you've made that aren't available worldwide. They simply aren't. So being able to dig around in a second-hand shop or a charity shop or whatever you want to call it, whatever corner of the world you live in, it's just it is so wonderful. I have asked Clobby if I can hook arms with his lovely daughter and just have her take me around to all the estate sales, because there's so many cool things at these estate sales, and there's so much Star Trek at these estate sales.
Yeah, so it's something.
So one of the neat things about this place is the fact that it's a lot of little booths that individuals can go and they can rent out a booth here. So I could open up a shop selling, I don't know what, maybe old comics.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, you.
It sounds like a car boot sale.
Basically,
yes.
Is it like a flea market type thing? Or
it is.
Like
flea market, Clobby.
Okay.
There's a little booth in there that has just walls covered in like Spawn action figures.
Oh wow!
Good donuts.
Good donuts. Spawn.
There should always be a good donut vendor there making hot donuts and pouring sugar and cinnamon on them. Otherwise, what kind of a flea market is that?
They do have one that makes funnel cakes here. I don't know if you're familiar with those. At the flea market down the street from me. Funnel cakes.
We have those out here. We have what do they call? Polly calls them. They got the cinnamon sugar and they're just twists.
Pretzels?
Well, there are cinnamon pretzels, but I think those are what are those, crullers or something?
Churros.
Churros. They're called churros.
Yeah,
we have them out here in Arizona. Yeah, churros. So they're at all the flea markets.
You guys, this is such a cute comment, and it's so true. Because when you go to a bad one, they are bad. At 40 minutes past the hour, JT Kirk says, Raquel, you must be going to way different estate sales than I do. All I ever see is furniture no one wants, old clothes, and those little
Well, these apps
where do you live?
These apps that my daughter finds these on, they put a bunch of pictures of the stuff they have on there, so you can see that before you go.
Yeah.
Well, over here in Arizona, in Glendale, that is where all the antique stuff is, and there's a whole district of just secondhand and antique stores, and that's where pop culture was at one point for 12 years.
That is so true, Jed. How else are you going to get it if you don't go there? I
love downtown Glendale because it's just everything I love down there. So, old stuff, cool stuff.
The good stuff.
Yeah.
I wrote a story for a magazine here in Canada about what it's like to go to a merch con, and how when you walk through the door, a merch con, all you smell is history. You smell the smell of old books. You smell like brandy and old cigarettes, and you smell this, but not too much cigarettes because you're not allowed to smoke here. What I mean is that faint smell. And it's this beautiful smell of nostalgia. And then when you walk into a new store, all you can smell is this sickeningly sweet cellophane smell. You know, that plastic Best Buy smell. And it's quite an experience. So, anyways, that magazine is now defunct, but before I let that article go, I actually published it on my academia.edu. If anyone wants to read that's available on academia.edu. And it's just the experience of nostalgia with beautiful geek and nerd merchandise and how that compares to buying things brand new.
And there's nothing like the smell of a comic book store when you walk into it. And especially they have all these long boxes and everything all over the place.
Yeah. And, I'm with you, Lord Thoth. Oh, by the way, the great Rod Thunderheart. What's up, buddy?
Hello, Rod Thunderheart. So good to see you. Yes, and the antique mall is totally cool. I love the antique mall. Just in case anyone's wondering why I'm saying that, it's because Rod and I actually live in the same province.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. We don't have provinces, or we don't even have counties in Louisiana.
We have states.
Louisiana, but in almost every other state in the union, you have counties. In Louisiana, they're called parishes. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah, lovely. Yeah, so like in Jamaica, when I go to Jamaica, it's all parishes.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
So would that be like a town then?
Yes.
No, a parish is an area that encompasses many towns.
Oh, so example, a city?
No, it's not a city. It's just it's a region, and each state is separated into quite a few of them. In other words, many different cities can be in a certain parish, or a few. For example, New Orleans is an Orleans parish, but there are a couple of other smaller cities in there. Metairie Jefferson Parish. I live in East Baton Rouge Parish, what it's technically called. So yes, if you look at some of these state maps, you'll see all these little bitty sections of parishes, and but they're called counties. In other states, every other state, but I think Louisiana's the only one.
Here Ash, you're probably thinking of something like what we would call because of course Canada is British, the same as Esh, where Esh and RD come from. So you're looking at something that's basically like the size of a hamlet. And it's all done by population, the same way as we do in Canada and Great Britain or UK and Ireland. So it's all done by population, and it's just how you break up the different districts, and then the districts give way to towns and cities give way to provinces, and provinces give way to country. So they just have different diction for it.
Oh, so it's like said in the chat, like boroughs, and it'd be like wards in certain and places are broken up into different wards.
Yep.
Yes, pretty much. Raquel, you're up because you're gonna have to help me say this name and say hello to.
Hello
there.
Welcome. Long time no see. Where were you last week? Teacher is going to put pressure on you because teacher missed you. So nice to see you.
Our buddy Mark D with the C's here.
Hey guys, how's it going? Great to see you.
Love you.
Thank you. Yep. So,
hey Ash, they're showing Eldering.
Sorry?
They're showing Eldering.
Oh, whatever that.
Yeah.
Something elderly? What?
Elder Ring. They're showing.
I'm elderly. So.
Elden Ring.
Retro has something for us, but go ahead, Mark.
I think. Oh no, sorry. I was just people keep calling for work, which does pay for the day job and the printers. So I'm still doing stuff in the background, but it's I couldn't miss the whole show. So it's great. Thanks for having me on. Great to be here. Yep. So what did I miss? No, just kidding. I've been listening in the background a little bit in between the calls. So yeah.
Oh, you missed me going off about our Martin in Game of Thrones, so you know.
Yeah, I heard
By the
a
way,
little bit of that.
Lord Thoth, before we get to that retro thing, that's cool, Brett. Look, we always love having you here, but we know life gets in the way. But I did see your ratings. He did give us ratings on your on the episodes. That's what we like, getting his ratings. So.
And I like that you mentioned something, because although there's no pressure on you to show up, it's very important for you to know that you're missed. You have a very strong voice. You're an intelligent and knowledgeable fan, so you were missed.
Oh yeah.
And so was
right. We haven't seen in a long time.
But we had some good episodes. The animates haven't rewatched it in so many years, and there's some really great stories in there. I mean, they're short, but there's some real great sci-fi, and it's not dumbed down for kids. Although I'd say maybe those of us on the panel we joke that the 70s kids were smarter back then, maybe than the kids. I don't know. I'm just kidding, guys. But it was they're really pretty intense stories and great sci-fi concepts. And
Mark, I already have enough green stories.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was that flew over my head when I was an 8-year-old watching that first. So
sorry for this super nerdy joke, everyone in the chat.
That's an Orion slave girl.
Green stories,
green stories that Kirk alluded
God
to
bless
in an
the
animated
slave girls.
and we find out later, spoiler alert, in Enterprise, that they're really in charge, right? So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was right. But Thoth, yes, you were your usual, really, really, really tough reviewer self, man. He was brutal on those episodes. I noticed.
Yep.
Back to his old form.
Anything above a B?
Oh, I can't remember. I don't think he did anything above a B on that one.
Or C,
if I recall, I don't. On that last one, I'd have to go back and check. I don't think we got above a B with. I don't know if we're going to get above a B for any of the animated episodes from Thoth, but we'll see. Then.
Wow!
It's because he's Scrooge McTrek.
He is.
You could give Lord Thoth some coal, and he would turn it into diamonds for you.
He's rough.
Tight.
He's a tough room, that Thoth.
Well, I did give one F.
Hey there, Mrs. Dadman walking. Hello. Great
welcome,
to see you.
Mrs.
PJ Maybe. Hello there. Good to see you. What a great crowd we got today. What a great crowd we have.
Yeah. I know what it's like to work at night. It's not fun. And you are absolutely excused. But like I said, you should know that I notice when you're missing because you're a great part of this community and very much appreciated.
Appreciate you big time, my friend. Absolutely. And Retro has something for us, everyone. Time for the retro segment. Are we ready for
Retro said he had to hop out for a minute. I don't know if is he back yet or in the private chat. Yeah, in the private chat he mentioned he had to pop out for a second. Back, he's always got some great stuff for us to show. But.
Yeah, he's got something cool for us there. So all right. Oh, he's got he's got to do a little servicing. He'll be back. He'll be back.
Okay. Did you guys talk about the Loki TV show yet?
No, we didn't watch it yet. I have not watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it before I hop on a panel later, so I can step away if you guys want to talk about it.
No, it's fine. Look, it's not important, and we won't spoiler it for you if that's possible. I will tell you this about it, though, Nick. I didn't even realize it was dropping. Was it yesterday? Technically yesterday morning or whatever it was.
Yes.
So I go on, I make my usual early morning bad move, which is to go on Twitter, which is never a good idea ever anyway. And I see people, complaining about it and trashing and all this stuff. So I'm expecting, which is never good. You cloud your judgment a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. Az did a video. I hear it was a fun video he did about it. Everybody, it's the most horrible. I mean, it's sin incarnate, apparently. So I watch it expecting that because of how disgusted I was with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Could not stand it. Thought it was terrible. So I'm expecting, but then I have no expectations for this one because even though I like those characters a lot, Falcon and Winter Soldier, I hated the I don't look Loki to me, and I won't go into it. It takes too long. He's a villain. I mean, Tom Hiddleston is fine in the role. But he doesn't deserve a TV show. He only got one because he's a cult character amongst weirdos. Sorry. He is.
Loki better not be here.
Loki's different. Not talking about everybody.
I know, I'm
Loki.
teasing. Yeah,
no,
I'm teasing.
but he is a fan. But the point is, no, look, Hiddleston is terrific in that role. I'm not saying that he's great, but he doesn't need a TV show. And I watched that first episode expecting to, I guess I was expected to, I don't know what, want to jump off of something. I just watched it and I was like, I couldn't work up any strong emotions one way or the other. I'm not saying it's any good. I didn't think it was very good at all. Everyone's trashed it except for Mark D. And again, Mark D. I mean, it's only a first episode. Mm-hmm. It left me at least wanting to see how they explain all the crap they set up in the first one. But I didn't really lose my crap over it, and get all pissed. I was just like, okay.
Ash must have liked it too with me, right? Ash, maybe? Is Ash there?
I don't know.
So what was this, Loki?
Yeah, dude, I feel like the green.
Yet.
You haven't seen it yet. All right. No, I mean, I always try to watch things. Like we won't give any spoilers, Nick. But I always try to watch things, to get my own opinion before. Like back in the day when you had like Roger Ebert, I kind of trusted his reviews, and he kind of liked the same kind of movies I liked. So then but that's why I don't like these aggregate reviews. I think they're kind of useless because you got to kind of pick the kind of critics that you like, and then you kind of like Pauline Kael years ago said Star Wars was a disaster or something. There's a famous quote about so how horrible Star Wars. I might be getting her name. One of the movie reviewers, but
which one
was it? Pauline Kael from the New York Times. From the New York Times.
It was big back then. They don't have real famous movie critics anymore.
Yeah, so I mean, but I thought that episode was interesting. It set up a lot of things. I think the TVA. I don't like the time travel, but Simonson did. It was fun in the Fantastic Four, and it's kind of like a what if Twilight Zone, crazy, quirky. And I guess that's the point of streaming now too. Is you've got the opportunity to have these niche shows, or it's not a big major event. Like maybe Loki wouldn't get his own movie, but for streaming, they can put out this, IP and then hopefully get you into the movies or, tie you in more. But I thought, Hiddleston's amazing. The ending had a hook in it, so maybe you wanted to see that. And parts of it, you can't give spoilers, but, Hiddleston, if it wasn't for Hiddleston being good, I don't think it would be, it would work as well. But I thought it was a good setup.
Loki. I do like him as Loki. I think he even when he's on his worst material, he is never the issue with the material. Even when I've never apologized. I still love the first Avengers movie. Even if Joss Whedon's not a popular figure to talk about, I love that movie.
I love it too.
That feeling where it looks and feels like a Marvel Comics superhero story coming to life. With those characters, they look and they feel and they sound like Captain America, like Thor. Yep. That was like the whole, like all those characters. Like it really felt like the comic books were coming to life. And from that comic book angle, that's what I like. And I always say, like, it's so lazy when people say, "Oh, we gotta change this because it's gotta look good." I'm like, bro, you made Captain America look awesome movie. Don't tell me any other argument you got. If you can make Captain America look awesome, you can make Iron Fist look awesome. You can make Kraven look awesome. You just gotta stop being lazy and put in the work to make it look good, and it can work. And the proof was in that pudding movie. We had all the suits minus Hawkeye, of course. I ain't gotta mention it because Hawkeye does matter in my opinion. He is a very intelligent character. But anyways, that all aside, it shows you can make these characters look and sound how they should be and still get a good movie. And you can appease both the normies and the comic book fans. The balance does exist, and that movie was proof of that.
They turned Loki into a crying simpleton.
Yeah, it was
That's
just.
all I'm gonna say.
But again,
one of the most powerful people in the Marvel universe.
Yes.
Into a crying simpleton.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think that's going a little too far, but we can't discuss why because of spoilers.
That's what I'm saying. That's
I mean, I thought that kind of worked because Hiddleston's good. So for me, that kind of.
Well, to me,
I can't say why it worked, but it kind of and this TVA is supposed to be all powerful too. So it's kind of a.
Yeah, Mark, look, the episode's inconclusive because it left you. It didn't even give you, like a lot of the first episodes will at least give you some sort of, semblance of what you're looking at, what you're setting up, where you're going. This one doesn't do that. So it was very incomplete. I didn't have any strong feelings one way or the other. I agree with a lot of the criticisms people have had. How it's just not, they do a lot of things that I don't really like, but I want to watch one more because if we watch it for Hiddleston, a lot of us,
Oh yeah,
and
love these. Great to watch on the
this
screen.
didn't tell us what I'm afraid we're going to find out in the next one, which is, hey, you like Hiddleston? Guess what? You got him in the first 2 episodes, and not so much anymore.
Oh,
yeah,
you mean what they're going to do to the
I am
Masters
aware
of
of
the
that.
Universe?
I am aware of the
probably
possible
that.
bait and switch.
We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but like
But
you said,
anyway.
Avengers I think really worked because Hiddleston was so good in that. Is the you got to have a good villain to go against. So I think that's why. That's why that scene where the gentleman where Loki is telling him you don't need your freedom. You're better off without free. Paraphrasing, and that one gentleman stands up and says, I've known people like you before, and then Captain America.
Scene.
I mean that's such a great great scene, and then Captain America shows up and. That's just everyone's cheering in the movie theater. Yeah, that's just it's awesome. Yeah,
so good. I saw that movie at midnight when it came out. The Avengers first movie. I was freaking out. I was living with my sister at the time, and she probably had to put me in like a bottle because I was just jumping around everywhere. 20 something, a few years after I turned 21, I'm like, I can't believe I'm seeing a movie with these characters together against Loki, the god of mischief. You couldn't contain me. And then add extra butter popcorn and a giant slushie, and it's just the perfect storm of excitement as I am at midnight. I don't think I slept that entire night after I got out of the movie. Like I went to work at 7 a.m. at the auto shop, continued working, and then I went home and talked to her about the movie. Just like, have you gone to bed yet? No. Can we talk more about it?
We're all looking for a place to get shawarma after that. We're all mad. We're like, well, they should have sold it like when you left the movie theater.
I know, missed opportunity.
It rated very high a couple weeks ago.
Shawarma. I haven't had lunch yet. Why did you have to bring up shawarma?
I love shawarma.
Well, look, I
still don't even know what that is.
Love that movie. I still don't. I know of it, but I haven't. But it's at Indian restaurant around here.
Oh, so good.
So, no, look, I love that film. Look, I loved most of the. Well, a couple of weeks ago, Michael and Retroblasting and I we ranked the Marvel movies worst the first, all 23 of them, and that one ranked higher for me than for him. I love the first Avengers film. I loved Infinity War. Soon we're going to do a show. We might even do a roundtable on it. I haven't decided yet. I watched Endgame again. Coincidentally, just right before a few hours before they dropped Loki, I was just rewatching some of the movies. Endgame might be the worst great movie I've ever seen.
Worst great. Oh, is it like in the middle?
Best? No. It might be the most wonderful, unbelievably fantastic movie that I hate and I love at the same time. It is so I've never been more conflicted watching a film because I've seen it many, many, many times. Not just a few, 5 times at the theater or something like that. And then, I don't know how many times after it came out on DVD, Blu-ray, and then of course recently. So anyway, I've never sat through a film where I'm loving and hating it almost simultaneously throughout so many things. I'm going, why'd they do that? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do this? Oh my God. And then loving how wonderfully entertaining it is. And it's just the most conflicted film I've ever seen in terms of a movie that I really want to just love unreservedly and cannot because of things wrong with it. So it's become a fascination to me, that film. But I can sit there and go, God, this is so really grabs my heart in so many ways, so many wonderful manipulative bits in there. And then other things are like, why would you do this? Not going to go into it now because that's on.
I gotta watch that. I have that on my watch later list.
You haven't seen Endgame?
I will. No, I saw Endgame, but I remember when you were doing that stream for that. Like I caught a few minutes of it, but then of course, Monday is my Young at Park Cars or Comics division. So then I had to get out because you had started like 8, and I caught like the first 20 minutes. I'm like, and I have the rest of your stream on my watch later list, and I'm still been meaning to catch it. I'll probably listen in my car ride later because I'm curious at some of your movies rankings, like the bulk of them. I'm curious because for the most part, I really trust me. I was very invested in the MCU. Like I feel like Endgame. Yeah, it had its moments. Overall, I enjoyed it because there's the highs that were really high for me.
Yeah.
So, I could understand where you're coming from on the love-hate relationship. And it feels like this could be where that was my, whoa, hey, I heard that.
Whoops.
It's okay.
That's 5 shows right there talking about that movie. When I've never really gone deep dived into it like that, not EFAPing so much. Although you could. EFAP probably did it. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. They probably already did.
Like 20 hours, but still, I think like Michael and Retro Blasting, with Michael. Michael and I.
Okay.
Michael and I might do that one day. He had it higher up than I did, but we had about 3 instances where we had the same exact ranking, including number 1. So we agree on a lot of those. And but it was fun. That was the biggest show I ever had on here so far. But it was great fun.
I noticed that. I'm like,
That's a
wow,
great show.
they came on droves for that one, man.
Well, because of Michael, he's a big draw, and he is great.
And you are too.
Norda Poopis
the man.
and
Come on.
Esh have brought something up, so perhaps we should clarify.
Oh.
That is shawarma. Is usually from the Middle East. I believe it might be Syrian. It's not from India, as far as I know. And gyro are from Greece. Just so everyone knows.
It's just that in restaurants that are called "quote unquote" Indian restaurants have them. Have it there for some reason.
No problem.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make it clear. It's not like Esh Singh is a fake brown man. He's Punjabi.
Secrets out.
I think he's fake. I think he's a fake dude in Alabama somewhere.
He's just making up that
Guys,
accent.
stop telling them my secret. God.
Pablo.
Hello, everyone.
What's up, buddy?
Hey,
Pablo.
Hello.
Well, you're just in time, Pablo, for some retro magic. Are you ready, retro?
Go on, dude.
Oh,
Do you want me to bring up the screen, or do you want to
You
share
can
that
do it
link?
if you'd like, man, or I will. It's up to you.
Yeah,
buddy.
you should. Yeah, share the first link off the big link. That's
Okay.
that's the one.
All right.
If I had plenty of money as a Doctor Who fan, I'd definitely love to buy one of these.
Let me get to it. Where are you? Oh, there we go. I got it.
Yeah.
Speaking of pinball machines,
Yeah. This is what every Doctor Who.
Pinball.
This is what
Pinball's excellent.
every
Yes.
Doctor Who fan needs one of these,
Oh,
but
wow.
not a
whoa!
7,000 pounds
yeah.
or euros.
That's a lot
No,
of
pounds,
money. Look at that! Look at
Hang
that!
on
Look
a
at
sec.
that! Look at that Doctor Who pinball machine. Oh,
That's beautiful.
Wow.
Look
Too rich
at
for
that.
my blood.
First 7 Doctors. The way it
Yeah.
should
The
be.
proper.
I've seen that one, by the way.
Yeah.
I love
They just-
pinball.
I mean, I'm
Is
pretty
it-
sure
is
I've
it-
actually seen it at an arcade. I could be wrong. But
Yeah.
Oh, look at the dialect up there. That's awesome.
yeah, look at the
Oh.
dialect on the top.
Exterminate.
Cool. It's cool.
Exterminate! Oh, that rules, man.
Yeah.
Do you have that in your
Yeah,
family
I
room,
mean-
retro?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to persuade my missus to let me bring the arcade cabinet back in at the moment. It's in the shed. I spent years building it.
Well, you don't want to end up back in the shed yourself too, so make sure.
Yeah.
Man.
Mark, I love you, Mark.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, Lord Thoth. That's the only shawarma I've ever had. I think it's Lebanese. I think it's Lebanese.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Anyway,
I just had a look. It's Turkish.
is it
Okay.
Turkish? Okay.
I sense some culture appropriation going on here.
Lebanese.
Whoever makes it, it usually tastes really good.
Yeah, whoever's making it. Wow.
Oh, you've
it's
had it.
delicious.
I would never eat. It's got all kind of stuff in there. I wouldn't eat, but my son likes it.
No, it's just basically roasted meat, and then you
They
just
put all
it
kind
in
of
the
crap in there. But they put like vegetable-y stuff in there, right?
feed. No,
No, you
that's
can
not
tell them to hold the vegetables.
you
I
could go-
actually don't do the veg
could go
either
carnivore.
because it goes all
Yeah.
hot.
yeah.
Are you sure they don't put other stuff in there? I don't like them.
No, they don't. You can ask for no veg. I don't
Yeah.
like hot veg either. I think it's weird that people like have hot tomato and hot lettuce on a cheeseburger. It's
Yeah.
grody. It's grody to the max, man.
It's raw. I'd have to
Okay,
look-
you could just say
You
no.
gotta have cold
veg.
lettuce and tomato.
I would have to look at it and be sure. I'd have to
Yeah.
vet it.
Just say I want the meat.
Hold the
Only
veg.
meat, yeah.
Go Arby's.
Isn't that what Nick says? I want the meat.
What about it, Pablo? What's going on with you, man?
You
How
know,
was that
I
stream today?
just
How was that stream you guys had today? Tell us about
amazing. I spoke with someone that was in Battlestar Galactica and someone that was on Stargate. I'm
it.
happy.
Oh, really? Lauren Green was there? Wow, I thought he was there. I'm sorry. Sorry, Lauren. I love Lauren Green. That was nice.
So funny.
No, man. Almost was Adama on the remake of Battlestar Galactica.
And, yeah, I know. I was kidding you, man. I
Yep.
was thinking of the other Adama.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess I hear he was a pretty cool dude. What went on, man? Tell us about it a little bit.
Oh man. Actually, we had a lot of people in the chat. The conversation kept flowing. It was amazing. Robert Meyer Burnett is amazing directing the stream. So also Mexican Iron Man on the background, making things happen. I saw this and is an experience of how to run something this big. I'm amazed on the job that they did. And Paulie, man, Paulie killed.
Paulie is the man. Love you, Paulie.
Man.
Yeah, Paulie always kills it. So
yeah.
And
Snow
is white.
The man with the hats, Paulie.
We had this small moment just to go and talk to the to Mr. Olmos and Mr. Phillips. I was at the beginning I was unable to contain myself and I was geeking out.
I got you. Well,
but yeah, we talked to them on Spanish and oh man.
And they were
amazing,
both very nice, huh? They were very cool guys, huh?
Yeah, my mind is blown. It's completely blown.
I hear you, man.
So that happened today, but I'm about to release a video about this.
Oh,
you got it.
The Spidey mug. Oh, I like that.
The Spidey mug.
Oh, that's an awesome one.
Did you get the entire collection?
Very nice.
Well?
Well,
Apollome's minion. She's going through an area where she's going to lose reception. Apollome's minion and Pupper. We love you. We'll see you on the other side, or maybe we'll see you on Saturday night, or whenever. Just travel safely, you and Pupper. Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, indeed, Apollome's. We love you, dear. Good to see you.
Yeah, Clobby, I want to show you something. I shared my screen. This I found on the store.
Oh yeah, where were these at? I would have to have all of them.
Yeah, I was gonna say all of them.
The only reason that they are $6 and something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I set them on that stand because I wanted to take the picture. But oh man, I didn't have enough money to take the 4, so I instead purchased the Spidey mug. But I want this so bad; it's amazing. And I have at the back.
Is it bad? I know who drew all those. I just automatically default to the artist. I can't help it.
I love it. I love that you know who drew all of those. I love every second of it.
Buckler, Biasolia, and Ramita Sr. and Jr. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
They're beautiful, aren't they? These are very nice coffee cups. I would love to have these in my coffee cupboard.
Right?
Great, yeah.
And I have a bunch of Stormtrooper cups. That's what I normally use on my house. But having the Avengers as printed on the pages of the pulp, that will be amazing.
Oh yeah, but is Lorena on already? Is that rebroadcast on already, you guys?
No, it's not time. We got 2:00 is when it happens, so in 40 minutes.
Okay, gotcha.
Guys, before we move on, Matt said something really funny at 10 minutes past the hour. Coffee, assemble! Great comment, Matt.
Oh, that's perfect.
Matt, if you're not participating in the live chat and you're listening to this as a podcast, that's our friend Matt Ludi. Coffee, assemble!
Can I have a geek moment about that? I'm tired of people always associating Hulk with the Avengers. He was in the early group, and then he left them in the comics. That's why when he's in these movies, it always kind of... I don't know. He's in the movies, and that's fine, but he doesn't belong in the Avengers.
Defenders
all the way. Sorry. Well, I said it was a geek. I said it was a geek moment, guys.
We're geeking out.
Yeah. Am I the only one? Even when I love the movies, a lot of the MCU. Am I the only one because never was a good fit for the Avengers. It just doesn't work.
No, that makes sense. Yeah,
he's in the Defenders. He should have been.
Yeah.
Remember, he was in the first 2 issues of the original comic, and basically it was Loki using him to try to destroy the Avengers. He left them in the second issue because he doesn't like any. He didn't like any of them. And then, the older Hulk.
Yep. Well, sorry, I was sorry to interrupt, but it was a part of there's a crazy licensing with Universal, so Hulk can only appear with other characters. He can't.
Right.
It's much more expensive being a solo movie, so
they own
that
part
could
of
be
the
one
rights.
reason, which is totally crazy.
Used to be.
The
Yeah, no,
reason
but-
why they don't have Hulk in there is because the rights are not at
It
Marvel.
used to be.
Somebody,
That's
yeah,
changing though.
That's changing.
Yeah.
Someone bought Universal, or
No, I think they're making a deal where they're making, because remember they did the Incredible Hulk film and it was considered MCU.
Yeah.
Just like the rights to Submariner are kind of tied up with in a similar fashion, and yet they just cast Submariner for that next Black Panther film.
Yeah, it's not
Gentlemen,
gonna
may
be-
I please interrupt? I beg your
Yes.
pardon. Please excuse me, everyone. The great Chris Persia has to exit, and I just wanted to thank him for wrenching today and let him know that I love him. You will be missed. Thank you for stopping by
Chris
today
Persia.
and supporting the channel. You're wonderful, Chris. Love you. Mwah, mwah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Fulaki. Have a great afternoon with your dad.
There you go. Great to see you, buddy. We appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Bye, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
take care, Chris.
Hi, dude.
Yes, in about what is it? At the
47
top-
minutes. I just looked at the time.
Okay, 47 minutes, top of the hour. About a week or so ago, a few of us, I believe it was Jed and Ash and Retro, myself, and then Mark eventually popped in. If I'm mistaken, not mistaken, we're all on the lovely Lorena Creel's channel for a pre-recorded part 1 of a 2-part show that she will be releasing and having a live chat and everything going on in about 46 minutes now, whatever it is.
Yeah,
on her
46,
channel.
45 minutes. Yeah.
Right. And we don't want to conflict with that. We want her to be able to get an audience in there because she was so nice to have us on there.
Yeah. And
So
we
please all go
will-
over and watch
Yeah.
us. If you're not sick of us already, go watch us. Some
We
more
will,
of us
we
over
will
there,
be
please.
over there. So,
Memorex, for those of us who can
And
remember
you-
that.
yeah, you guys got to hear some funny stories, especially from me. So,
Oh god, those stories.
Hey, Matt, thanks for joining
boy.
us. Thank you so much, Matt 317, for joining us. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Matt. Yeah.
Before you go, don't forget to clobber the like button.
Clobber it.
did you see her rephrase that really fast?
Yes.
Yeah, hey, we don't smash. That's Hulk smash. The Hulk
I
skin.
know.
We clobber.
That's Hulk stuff. We
Rub it
clever
the
in
right
this
way.
thing, Missy.
Clobby,
I know.
Clobby,
Yes.
do you want to see the back of the cup and
Yes,
the handles?
sir. Let's see. here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Nice.
love the handles.
I like 'em.
The handles
the
are
handles are
Yeah, the
nice,
handles are
aren't
awesome.
they?
Are the handles all like that? Arms of the hero and stuff?
Yep.
Oh,
And
man.
feet for every
I want
character.
those.
I
And
like
then
those.
we'll find those over here probably.
$6.76.
Holy
That's nothing.
You know how much that would cost here?
Yeah.
That'd be
$20
$20.
$20.
Yeah, 15,
Yeah,
20
$15,
bucks.
$20.
at least.
Yeah, twice that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Nice,
And those are
bro.
originals, so
And if
yes,
it's in a
those.
theme park, it'll be triple that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
Oh, if it was
yes,
at like
yes,
Six Flags or something,
yeah, absolutely.
$30 for that right there.
Yeah, I love it though. I love stuff like that. I mean, I have a few mugs here and there like that I had to order. It costs like, what are they, like on Zazzle or some of those types of sites if they're geek related, usually $20 or something. I custom made a thing one that I use. And
Nice.
yeah, and they let me put whatever art I wanted on there. I forgot which site that was now.
But
But it
they
wasn't cheap.
don't. What happens with like the IP or so? You know, you can, even though it's not.
Well,
No,
I guess it's just you're
They
allowed
have
to
a
send
deal
them.
they have a deal with Marvel. In that
Oh, okay.
case. But when I made my Astro City mug, they don't have a deal with them, so they turned it down like twice. Then I found the loophole. They had one made, and I thought they're going to turn this one down again, and they made it. Even though I designed it, put all the art on there and everything on one of those steel mug thing, coffee mug, travel mug
Yep.
things.
Mhm.
And I didn't think they were going to do it, but they let me get away with it because I put a Marvel image first on there, and then I covered it up. Oop, I'm outing myself. I'm going to get arrested. Oop.
Oh.
Oh no, you
Oh,
won't get
that's
busted.
bullshit.
I'm on Zazzle and a bunch of other places, Redbubble, and
Yeah, I
you
think
know,
it was
so.
Zazzle I did that on. I can't remember now.
Zazzle has the rights to the Marvel and DC
But
stuff.
they don't have the rights to Astro City, but
No, they don't.
So,
you kind of game the algorithm.
I just was screwing around. I thought they were going to turn it down again.
Just like YouTube, you can game the system in Redbubble and other places.
I was shocked. I said, they're not going to let me have this. I was playing around knowing that it was like the third time I tried it. And I wasn't even trying to do anything dishonest. I was screwing around. They're not going to do this. And then your mug is being sent. Whoa. Okay. That's wild, real stuff. That is wild. I did not know that, Doc. Steve hates by Johnny Carson, and he's not here to hate it. Sorry. I wish it was. Oh man. So, but what is going on, everyone else? Do we have anything else to share before we got a little bit of time before we part?
Well, I actually have. I'm at work, so I do actually have a couple of mugs too. I can always let me show you
mugs.
those.
Well, we all love mugs.
And at home, I have. Thanks to Mrs. D, she allows me to have ton of mugs at home too, so I have the whole. I should do a stream on that. I have glassware, I've got Star Trek glassware. I got you know me with collecting stuff. So if I like something, so I've got all our daily glassware, and people give them to me for gifts too. So it's for fun. So I have like all our daily glasswares, all these Marvel glassware, and I've got like a DC set of.
You have the TOS sherry glasses. Do you have the TOS sherry glasses?
Oh, I have. What do I? No, I do not have those. But I do have. I think some shot glasses. You're gonna die. I do have some like. I think Raymond. I think Raymond has some of that stuff too, where it was like the China, where it was like the China.
I have the
so I'll give you some Spidey love too.
Oh, that's great. I love that.
That's beautiful.
That's another. Yeah, I love.
That's some pretty nice ones too. Some different mugs that I don't have them ready to show, but. I got yours on there. That 70s rock band, bro. What's up?
Where's who made this one? Let's see. Is it?
Can't tell. Honey.
Can't tell. It's tough to read, but
I love it.
That's a nice one. And then I have this. This one is really a big mug of Joe in here. This.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
This
is that's beautiful.
I think that's the size of my Superman one that has an actual cape on it. I mean, a cape on a Superman cup.
That's for if you really, really, really want to wake up. It's a pail of coffee.
Yeah, this thing is huge.
It's a pail of coffee. Yeah, I love that though.
This one's could be a weapon. Yeah.
I don't even forgive the Frank Robbins Captain America.
Yeah. So if you compare that,
does that actually say thwap?
I think let's see.
Yeah. That's the famous. That's the famous sound effect for Spider-Man's web shoot.
Keep turning, Mark.
Yep. Where's Canadian Spider-Man?
Oh, whip.
And Wolverine's claws is always snick.
Sneak. Yeah.
Snick. Snick.
Oh,
good stuff.
I love the Gil Kane Iron Man.
You'll have to make a full pot of coffee for that one when you go over to the D's house.
Oh yeah.
House. I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
I love how they just take these images off of covers and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's and I'm sure Clobby could probably name the artists on these.
Yeah,
maybe
Gil Kane, Frank Robbins. Yeah.
You're amazing at that. That always impresses me.
His brain.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
There's some
savant.
Nice little Gil Kane. No, anyone could do. That's just silly comic book artist.
No, but that's. I mean, to actually recognize.
I love that
that's
stuff.
Pretty,
I don't know why.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I do have one action figure. So let's see. I keep this at work. So. Nice having.
Wow.
Let's see if I can get the. It's kind of bright in here, but actually, my buddy Harold is a huge fan, and he's kind of got a collecting problem in his house, shall we say? So he's like, "You can't give me any more stuff." So I'm like, "Harold, I got you this figure." He's like, "I've got too much stuff." He's like, I kept buying him Doctor Who stuff," and he's like, "So I'm like, okay." But this is I love this.
Nice,
I love this Worf.
Buddy of mine
So
used
it's
to
got
call
Oh, that's beautiful, man.
Friend of mine used to call him a Klingon teddy bear.
Can you,
I'd like to think. I like to think
send
it all.
him my address, please, and let him know that he can send me all of his excess
Absolutely.
stuff. I don't mind at all. Tell him that I have a lot of room.
Yeah, well, you haven't seen my friend's house, so I'll tag you in the private chat.
Dude, on the back there,
want all the stuff.
the back there, the diorama with Kirk fighting Khan. I have that one.
Yeah, that's a great one. Yeah, that's I have
Michael Retroblasting
that's a great
won that at a con and gave it to me. We were sitting there at the trivia contest, and one of us won it. And I forgot who it was, and they gave him a prize for something. And he just handed it. You could have this. I said,
well, that's nice.
Dude.
Steve.
That's a real friend. I wouldn't have given it to you.
Steve Mitchell.
Hell, Steve.
What's up, brother?
And the P card or.
P-hard.
I said P-card without even thinking about it.
It's P-hard.
It's like
where did you get that?
I'm sorry.
Now.
It's a P-hard.
I'm sorry.
Everybody P-hard now.
Sheer.
That Batla is just so cool, yeah. And the sculpt is nice on this one.
Look at it snort. She couldn't hang from branches without those toes.
What's on the? Oh, and we got. Yeah, I got to show the whole thing. We got. Yeah.
I like to think that all the arms were from people he disarmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, where's the?
These arms off.
Yeah, where's the?
More from his arm collection.
The Klingon arm collection is a sacred duty.
I like that phaser rifle, but the old one's even better.
Yeah. How many are there? 3 arms in there? Oh, 4 arms. Actually, 4 arms. Yeah.
Yes.
I guess. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. So they're on the back.
Arms off left and right.
Yeah, the back. I guess it explains it. Yeah, you could have different poses. Yeah, let's see what the different poses there. Yeah, so that's why he needs the 4 arms. Yep.
Does Picard come with like a book of Shakespeare or something?
Yeah. What's in the back here?
And
or is
some
that just
Earl Grey tea.
And some Earl Grey
tea.
That should free him from the box, but he's hanging on the wall here at work.
You will let me out of this box, right? Well, just
chop you up.
Disarming.
All right.
Disarming.
I don't have the sound effects, so we'll just go.
We need one of those sound boxes, or what do you got? What do those fancy streamers have? Those, the sound effect. And you just Raquel would know, I guess. You push the button and you play a sound. One of those called.
Sounds.
Oh, you mean the thing Gary has on his setup? Yeah. Gary has that.
Oh,
yeah, the soundboard.
He has the
Nice
sound. Yeah,
Pablo.
he has that.
Soundboard, yeah.
This is the.
That's a cool mug.
All right, let me go get my mugs.
Nick's gonna come back with this huge thing.
And there are no ugly mugs on the show today.
Well, if Bree was on here, there would be one. So
Yeah.
That's because
I'm
not on camera.
That's nice. Yep.
Those are the ones that I use here at home. So.
Kermit the Frog is
Snorter mug shots.
Hello there, Kermit.
How's everybody doing?
Howdy-ho.
I got a link. I was just chilling on my lily pad, my lily iPad.
We're big fans. How's Miss Piggy doing?
Yeah, we're divorced.
Oh,
Time for
He didn't want to pork her no more.
Thanks for bringing up bad memories. I appreciate it.
Did she get half your lily pad?
She left me for a toad.
Screw you, Kermit.
Well, she was a bit of a pig, so.
She wasn't really bringing home the bacon anyways.
Oh my goodness. Man. I wish I did have that.
Sometimes I wonder.
Oh
Nick,
my!
Nick, are you really getting mugs?
I think he is.
He went for mugs.
He went for mugs. Yep. Well, I've never been on a panel with Kermit the Frog, but this is awesome. One of my favorites growing up as a kid. Yep. I love watching those Muppets. Yep.
As soon as I saw him, I thought, "Yay!"
and next week, folks, we're going to have Statler and Waldorf on.
Oh yeah!
And then the week after that, it's Pigs in Space.
I don't know if I'd have Statler and Waldorf on here. They're incontinent.
That's Kermit.
There's a reason why the Muppet Theater is always empty. It's not because there's no audience. It's because it smells like piss.
Oh, no. They can't be here because they're incontinent. So are you saying it depends? Sorry.
It all depends on the day.
Well done, Raquel.
All right. So,
all right, what we got there, bro?
I got a collection we're gonna show off. So while
All
we're
right.
here, so first one here,
Oh,
I got
that's a
this
good one.
at C2E2. With great power comes great responsibility.
It does. I hear that all the time.
But not until I've had my coffee. Yeah. I got
Hey,
one.
Eric
So,
K's here.
Who? How?
all
What?
right.
Who?
So
Eric K. He was
Eric
lurking. He came out of
he's
lurk
been here.
mode.
Yeah.
He's always lurking.
The Bronze Surfer. I'm gonna start calling him the Bronze Surfer.
all right.
Love you,
so,
Eric.
anyone who knows me knows I like my beer, especially if it's in a giant ass mug, and I'm an unapologetic White Sox fan. So got this big ass mug here. It's got the
Nice.
1983 winning ugly logo from when Carlton Fisk was on the team. Because I love my Carlton Fisk era. So
Oh, dude, that's awesome, Nick.
That is nice,
Yeah.
man. I like it.
Yeah, that's
Huge,
nice,
yeah.
brother.
and then of course I'm a big Doctor Strange fan. So
Oh, yeah.
this is a big
That is I would have
Hey.
got man. That's a
Hey,
Frank Runner.
about that, Nick, on some Friday, are we talking about him dying?
We're not talking about that. That doesn't exist.
I love that.
Man.
Love that art.
Oh, I know,
That's
right?
awesome.
That was the reason I got it. I was like, I have to get that.
Is that
So-
Ditko art,
Oh!
Clobby, or?
Ditko,
No,
yeah.
it's Frank Runner.
Oh,
Look what he's
you're
gonna-
right.
Look what he's going to bring up right now.
It's Frank
All
Runner.
right.
Kill them
So-
all?
Yes. As far as I've made it very public to people growing up, Metallica, Megadeth is my preferable band. But if someone's had to say, Nick, do you have a Metallica favorite? Well, yeah, the first Kill 'Em All album. I mean, this album is ferocious.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh,
Good comment, Nick.
Look at that. The track list, too, on the back as well of the entire
come
album.
on.
Oh, dude, I remember when I first heard No Remorse, that song, like, it goes hard. Like, I still get blown away. I think that is James's best vocal performance, but that's for me. I'm always about the faster and heavier, and just he has so much anger in that voice. You can hear the fire. And, of course, Mustaine wrote some songs for that album, too. Obviously, he didn't record it, but Mustaine's presence is very, very prominent on the album if you listen. And, of course, some Darth Vader as well. My girlfriend has this one.
Oh, there you go.
That's
Nice.
I know, right? So that's a cool one. And then, of course, anyone who knows me and my sweets, I love my sweets. So I got to have that covered too.
Oh,
Nice.
man.
Ooh.
I love that. I love M&M's too much.
Yeah, blue.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
No,
Take the blue pill.
Yeah. I love
Good one, Mark. Good one, Mark.
Blue.
And of
I'm
course,
blue.
A lot of blue going on there. I noticed.
yeah, right. Before I of course we love old school Disney too, and we love killer stuff like that. So of course,
Nice.
this was from when they hit the year 2000 as well. Yeah,
Is that
Way
from
before-
Disney or is that from like a
World.
McDonald's? Oh, that's
World.
From, yeah.
well,
okay,
I think it's part of the McDonald's collection when they're promoting Disney
Oh.
World. Yeah,
Okay.
there was the whole
I think-
collection they're doing.
Oh, that
like-
was from the 25th, isn't it? Wasn't it?
and then of course.
anniversary or something?
Gotta have a Captain
Because I
America.
went there and they had
Oh,
Nice.
that's cute. Love that.
Oh,
yeah,
I hate pops, but that's cool.
I do too, but I'm like, it's a cap one. It actually kind of looks cool because it's got like that smaller look. I can just have a quick little cup of coffee if I don't want to go for the gargantuan White Sox thing. So
You use all these. You use all.
that's my collection so far,
Nice.
you know, and it's still building.
Oh.
Very nice.
Plus, you also said on air that Megadeth is above Metallica, but that
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't hate Metallica.
No,
And now,
I don't.
Nick, I love you even more.
Oh my god!
Feelings are
Hey,
mutual.
look, everybody!
I
It's
still love you
Frankie.
exactly the same.
Frankie's in a thing now. Look at this. Frankie's
All right.
back. Hi,
Frankie's
Frankie.
here now. Hello, Frankie. Do I know
That's
you?
Mr.
Frankie.
Kathleen Kennedy to you.
So, are you on set with Indy 5 there, man, or no?
I snuck off the set to do some coke.
And I got fucking lost. I'll be honest. I
don't hey, Frankie, is there anything about Congo 2? Is that ever going to come up?
Oh yeah, we need to know an update.
That's a sore spot right now, but I'm working on it. I got high hopes right now. Well, here's the thing. I really wanted Van Halen to do the soundtrack, so that really kind of sucked for me. So I'm trying to regroup and figure out what I'm going to do. Yeah, Congo 2 is probably not happening. Sorry.
A bit of a snag.
So my real question is Roth or Hagar, Frankie?
There's a Hagar.
I never. Yeah, yes, you know, Hagar the Horrible. That old comic strip. Hagar the Horrible.
That was a good answer right there.
That's a great answer. Hysterical.
Van Halen stopped in 1984, as far as I'm concerned.
Indeed.
We reached peak Halen.
Yes. Nice. Oh man.
Animal.
Oh my goodness. Man, the superstars rolling in today, man. Like,
all right, I gotta go find a whip and a hat. You know, I'll be back.
No reason whatsoever.
Debug Martin. What about Steel Panther?
I like some Steel Panther. You know, they're pretty good. They got some catchy tunes. They got some catchy ones. It's just when you hear stuff off like Rust in Peace and you hear Mustaine and Marty Friedman go back to back on the riffage on songs like Take No Prisoners or Hangar 18. Or that memorable bass intro in Peace Sells, but who's buying? Like you can't fuck with that shit. Like it's top tier, god tier, dare I say, on another level that even James and Kirk wish that they can pull off on guitar.
What about Sweating Bullets?
Sweating Bullets.
Well, Countdown to Extinction is an album that you can listen to from beginning to end.
My first
and
CD.
when it starts all over again on loop, you don't even notice because it's like it's a full story. It's an
in your mouth. That closing song is so good, and I'm glad you brought the album up because if you pay attention to the calendar years, like Megadeth saw what Metallica doing and saying, okay, let's see what they're doing, but let's do what they're doing, but better. Because if you think about it, the Black Album came out in 91. Countdown to Extinction's 92. And they both were going in a more stripped down direction. But in my opinion, Megadeth took the stripped down direction and said, we're going to do it better. So obviously I'll have some people who will not agree with that, but that all said,
well,
I mean,
when you Bob Rock Metallica blows. Bob Rock Metallica blows. And
Bob Rock
Megadeth.
Is that Bob Rock.
Come on. It's so gross. Why did you go there? That's just gross. Stop doing that in public. That's gross.
And it's a disservice to Jason Newsted, who joined the band at their cliff, because Newsted's actually talented, but they dimmed out his bass on Injustice, and it's still basically non-existent on the Black Album as well. I mean, I could tell they're trying to go for the arena rock thing with the production, they wanted
the same thing to happen to them as happened to Def Leppard. And you know what I have to say to that?
Yeah.
Raquel busting ass in here.
Music critic.
You know what? Hey, it was necessary. She needed to rip it apart sometimes. That's what a lady's got to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom, you just missed Kermit and some and Frank.
Oh wow, Tom's there. When did you get here, Tom?
Again? Oh
yeah.
I kind of figured when I saw a bunch of cocaine on the floor.
You got to feel bad for that dude. Look at he was married to. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The secretary became his wife, and then she stabbed him in the back. So
money all still spends the same way, I'm sure. So.
I've heard that. Only heard it though. I don't know. Well, let's see here. Now again, Tom. Since you, I don't know if you know Frank that well, but do you have any insights on ND5? Not the endless jokes of Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Old Man's Diaper or whatever. All these jokes. But anything? Any views on that?
Really, all I've been hearing is the same things everybody else has. I've seen all the photos and stuff like most people have. I don't know what to believe or not, but basically it's supposed to be taking place in either the late 60s or early 70s, something like that. There's supposedly some possible flashbacks to earlier events for some reason. Other than that, I think it's Mads Mikkelsen who's playing like a Von Braun type character for the bad guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love Mads Mikkelsen.
Outside of that,
not.
Steven Spielberg walked away, so we're stuck with Mangold. Hopefully he can do it justice, but he's got to deal with Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I'm not too keen on that. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've already made my predictions.
Spielberg stepped away. What's your insight? Any insight into that?
I really hope it's just because he was like, I've done this. I've got my story. I've already told my story, because he didn't even want to do part 4. Like,
no, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Or he's gonna die during this movie. That's why I'm concerned. He's almost 80. He's almost 80.
I'm surprised Spielberg was attached to it as long as he was, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
Harrison, no, don't get in the plane.
Yeah. Get off my plane.
Well, he did get hurt pretty badly filming.
Stop driving cars. Just stop, Harrison. Stop.
Well, he did get hurt pretty badly in Star Wars. The door fell on him and broke his ankle.
He's of an age where you don't have to check for anyone else anymore. So when he flies, he doesn't care that there are other planes or where he lands. My husband says that after 65, if you're backing up, you no longer have to check your rearview mirror. And you just back up. Harrison Ford, he's way past that age. Nearly 80. He needs to stop flying. He needs to stop driving, and he needs to stop making Indiana Jones movies.
Yes, I'm with
He should have stopped on The Last Crusade, but no, they had to go on. As long as I see it in my eyes, The Last Crusade was the final movie. There's only 3 movies. Yeah, there's only 3 movies. So
yeah.
So, it's just like Star Wars. There are 3 movies. That's the end.
3 movies.
Hey there.
Movies.
Nerd life form. Hey.
The other one was kind of long fridge commercial, so it was, this fridge can survive nuclear bombs. Okay, good enough.
Yeah, I thought that was such a crock of shit when I saw that. I was just like, whatever, man.
You guys, JT Kirk in the chat. Indiana Jones in the last crusade.
Seriously, we're promised this is the last one.
JT Kirk, ladies and gentlemen.
Right?
Yes.
Well, we saw someone posted in your group on Facebook, Mike, that actually the old Indy Jones from the TV series, Young Indiana Jones, was actually 2 years, or Harrison Ford is 2 years older than the actor that portrayed
George Hall.
The old Indiana Jones. Yeah.
And again, for those who don't know what that is reference to, because idiot Lucas cut out when he put the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles on DVD right around the time, I guess, Crystal Numbskull was released. He, I believe he cut the old man sequences out for those DVD releases, because he basically, if people see an old man Indy, there won't be any jeopardy in the upcoming film where he might die or not. What? Mm-hmm. I like the old man sequences, by the way.
Yeah, me too. I liked them. I wanted to find out how Indy lost his eye. Like, seriously.
It was a cat that scratched it out, wasn't it?
It was a flirt.
No, this new movie will be the story of how he loses his eye, his self-respect, his
balls, testicles, all of it.
Yeah.
I lost an eye.
I'm sorry.
Last time I trusted a woman, I lost an eye.
Oh, Steve Mitchum has to scoot.
All right.
Steve Mitchum, love you. Kiss Maddie for me.
We're not far behind you there, buddy, but thank you. Well, we are getting closer to time. We got the Lorena show coming up. With you guys didn't want to clash with it, so anybody else? Let's see. Last call before we say our goodbyes and everything. Anybody got anything they want to share, or do we just want to go ahead and say goodbyes?
Bueller.
Boys got a penis, girls got a vagina.
Are you sure?
I agree with you 100%.
In 1986,
How
maybe.
dare you?
Oh no!
Yeah, that's outdated now. Well, I guess what we'll do then is I will say we'll do a little round the horn thing for everyone to say their final pieces and all that stuff, and I'll say goodbye to our fantastic friends in the chat and all that stuff, and because everyone coming up at I believe that would be 5 Eastern time.
Top of the hour.
Fair enough. The wonderful Lorena Creole had a few of us on last week in a pre-recorded show. She did Global Geek Gang show and interviewed us and talked about various things and collectibles. It was about collectibles. Part 1 will be airing at the top of the hour, so I have a live chat going on. So we, out of respect for the wonderful Lorena, we will we'll end before that comes on. So if anyone wants,
some of us will be over there too. So
if you're just listening as a podcast and you're not participating in the live chat, maybe you're playing this through your television. A lot of folks do. Please know that what they're speaking of, it will be transpiring in about 15-20 minutes. So just so you know, to give you the amount of time you'll need to hop on over there.
Indeed, and I believe Nick has been trying to get out of here.
It's okay.
So,
it's okay.
We'll
you're
let you
good.
run first, real quick, if you want, man.
Yes, because
You
I'll have
good?
to literally. Yeah, I got some house stuff to take care of before I hop on another panel in a few hours. So, anyways, it feels great to be back on the GGG, showing off some mugs, having some awesome talk that we needed to have about particular fandoms. I thought that was a very productive and overdue type of conversation that we needed, so we understand where we come from. And Raquel brought some great points to the table, as did Ash and Jed, all across the board. So this was definitely fun and productive in many ways. So I appreciate that. And the chat, as always, is on fire and bringing great perspective to the conversation, ranking from Chris Persia to Steve Mitchum himself. Like, you guys knew how to bring it. So I appreciate that. And I just appreciate everything all together. So yeah, anyways, I'm Nick Weiser. Most of you know that by now. Most of you are if you're somehow not and you're listening here, I'm at 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser on the YouTubes. I have mine's Twitter and Instagram at Nick Weiser. I like talking pizza and foods. I actually got a thing coming up with Raquel this coming Monday afternoon. I'm going to be trying out some Canadian snacks, so she'll be with me as my guest. Nice. It's going to be fun. I got X-Files coming up with Paulie from Latino Slant, and I got another mystery panel, some big panel I'll be on in a few hours that will be pretty big deal. So anyways, I'll shut up now because I got stuff to do, but thank you all.
Take it easy, buddy.
Spoilers. Canadian food is all donuts with covered in maple syrup.
Nick.
That's all it is.
All bug it is.
That's all Canadian food is. I'm just warning you. It's just donuts covered in maple syrup.
Canadian junk food you can only get in Canada. So there's a worldwide list from backpackers who talk about all of the great junk food in Canada that you can only get in Canada. And I basically took that list off the internet and filled a box with all of them and sent it to Nick. So it's going to be interesting.
I can't
to
wait.
watch an American eat a chocolate bar instead of a candy bar. That's going to be cool, as well as watching you eat ketchup chips.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Raquel. This is going to be a blast Monday. I love you. Guys, funny. Be well. Tom, see you in a few hours.
Yeah, I'll see you in a little bit.
Bye, guys.
Bye, honey.
Take care, dude.
Take care, Nick.
It's funny, as a fat kid, I don't get as much food sent to me as you think I would.
Speaking of Tom, our special guest today.
I think of you as a bouncer, a big burly
guy.
I
wish.
With a fat guy.
Well, Tom, you only say that about yourself because you haven't seen me, buddy.
Perry Chan can work wonders, I'll tell you what.
I know, right?
Tom, you are a special guest. We can't thank you enough for coming here. I'm sorry you had to miss Kermit and Frankie. They probably wanted to say hi, but man, dude.
Well, Jed always sends me a link, and I click on it when I can. So yeah, and it's always fun hanging out with you guys, and of course chit chatting and doing all that good stuff. So,
well, we know you've had a busy day today. You guys, I hear we're killing it over there with your big stand deliver scene.
Deliver, yeah.
And I hope hear that went very well. So glad to hear it.
Yeah, I got to talk to one of my heroes, talking to Lou Diamond Phillips a little bit, and of course Edward James Olmos. I mean, come on, he's a god among men. So I mean, yeah. and then the rest, and then we had a bunch of the other cast members, so it was like a little class reunion. It was great. And then we got Midnight's Edge After Dark coming up here in about 2 hours and 15 minutes, and 32 flavors of Nick Weiser is going to join us tonight. So
nice.
That'll be fun.
Nice,
fantastic. I don't have a link available. Can someone put that in? If one of the guys can put that in there,
I don't even have it set up yet, but just go to Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'll be setting it up soon, or just follow me on Twitter, and I'll be sharing that link here in the next hour or so. So there you go.
Excellent. Well, I always appreciate it, Tom. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, I love you guys too. It's always fun to hang out. Cheers. And of course, Pablo, I get to hang out with him a little more.
I do the same thing with him because we get to hang out with him a little bit more too. So
yeah, somehow I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and you've also had a busy day, Pablo, because you were over there at that amazing stream, and always appreciate you hanging out with us, buddy, as well, man. And there is, of course, a link to Pablo's channel. Go.
Hey, I appreciate you, and my channel is Geek Topology. I appear also on Nick Weiser's channel, here on Jet's channel. Español. Yeah.
And he's the newest pop culture archivist too. So
yeah,
nice.
As I was saying, I appear in a lot of places.
All over. That's good, man.
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me, man.
Well, we appreciate you, man. As always, thanks for being here. You're welcome. You are also, at least, you may not, even if you consider yourself one or not, you are an honorary member in Best, and actually just a standard member, of course, of the Global Geek Gang, and always welcome here, my friend. You will always get the invite, buddy.
Thank you very much, man.
Great to have you. And our good buddy, Ironcaster, who had to pop in later because he's working and he's probably very tired, man. So, dude, we thank you for stopping in, brother.
Thanks, dude.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Yep. So, in case anyone doesn't know, I'm Ironcaster. I like to talk about big robots. I had to grab one of my coffee mugs.
Yeah. Wow! Oh, that was
beautiful. Did you hear it?
Oh,
yeah.
Japanese import.
Spectacular.
I think I already got this one off Amazon, but anyway,
spectacular.
So on my channel, you can find me on Mondays talking about the original Mobile Suit Gundam. So we're going me, Brightest Day, and Fenrir the Ice Wolf are going through that episode by episode. It is a 43 episode series, and we are 4 episodes in. Last episode was a really good one, so we're getting to episode 5 this upcoming week, and it's gonna be a great one.
Excellent.
For that show. You could find me tomorrow over with the Nerd Father Christopher Miller.
Yeah,
he's got his pre-build up to the Friday Night Tights, and I think this weekend I was talking with Jeb about a little bit of the E3.
He may be coming over to the E3 stuff, so that would be cool.
Yes. And we're going to announce the E3 stuff in just a second because Jed and the gang have a big plan this coming weekend. And we'll see for that.
And don't forget to do that GoPro
Yes.
idea that you had, because everyone loved that idea. You got the whole panel going like crazy. So don't forget to do that, Ironcaster. And everyone, please tune in to Ironcaster's YouTube channel and watch all of his content. Yep. And we will definitely go over and watch you rummaging through various geek objects. Thank you so much, Ironcaster.
I also just broke 90 subscribers this week.
Oh,
dude, that's awesome.
Hey, everyone, you got that link in the chat. If you have not yet, please go over and support Ironcaster's channel, and please give him a sub. He's a good friend of the channel now, and we're always glad to have you here, buddy. We appreciate you, man. Let's see here. We've got, of course, Retro. Now, again, I know you were a part of a certain channel. I keep forgetting the name of it. Is it Pop Culture Activist? What are they called again, man?
The activists. Well, thanks again. Thanks to the panel. Thanks to the chat. Great being here. Join me and Jed and the rest of the gang, hopefully on the Saturday and the Sunday over this weekend, as we look at what's going on in E3. Join us and see what's going on. Cheers, guys.
Oh, absolutely. Now, of course, we have our good friend. Let's see if I get his Mark D with the C, who is the man, great friend of the show, great friend of the Global Geek Gang, and a member of Pop Culture
Activist.
Activist. No, it's correct. So it's. I'm sorry. It's activist. I mean archivist.
Right?
I can't pronounce that word.
Yeah.
The chat is loving this. The chat is loving this.
Well, thanks for having me on. Even though work got busy, but I was glad I could jump on for a little bit towards the end of the broadcast here, which is great. Great to be to see everyone. Thanks to the chat, you guys are always always awesome. Coming up, I'll be on this weekend with the Pop Culture guys doing the E3 stuff. I was just on the other night with Nick Weiser doing a review of Commando, which was a blast. And I think I'll just do another short stream. I was showing off some of my Commando toys, but so I'll entitle that one "Going Commando." I think maybe we'll do a review of some of those toys. And of course, I'm always 3D printing things and watching movies and comics and things like that. So appreciate everyone who's subscribed and watched so far. So it's been really great, and then just it's enjoying being able to share all this stuff that we love about all these IPs and comics and things we grew up with. So it's been a lot of fun, and thanks for having me on.
And everyone, please go to Mark's new channel. It's relatively new. He started a little while back, and he does stream at times and make videos. So please go to his channel and check that out.
Before I forget, we got Clobby to put Fortnite on his computer last night. So if we can get him to play, we're going to do a stream. You can stream with us, maybe playing Fortnite.
I didn't tell you. I unloaded it.
Oh, you unloaded it?
No, I'm never going to be playing that.
That'll be a lot of fun to play.
What's really important before this guy scoots, he's not one of those people who toots his own horn. It's just not who he is. I would like to remind you that Mark is a maker. And not only is he a maker, but he's a very talented maker. So if there's something in the fandom that you would like to create, or if there's a repair that you would like to do, perhaps with some of your memorabilia or your collectibles, please make sure that you go to Mark first. Ask him what he thinks, and how much it should cost, and if it can be done. And this talented maker, he can help you learn about that craft, as well as hook you up. He can fix things and he can make things, and he's a marvelous human, a wonderful, talented maker.
Thank you so much, Raquel. Thank you.
I'd love to.
You can reach me. Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, Mark D with the C, or also I have an email address published on my channel. You can reach me at too, Mark D with the C 17@gmail.com. But appreciate that very much, Raquel. Thank you.
This guy knows so much about the stuff we collect and the things that we care about, and he is a technical maker. So he does 3D. He does everything. He's amazing. You must go to him if you need any of that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man. Let's see. Ash.
Can you make a 3D clone of me that actually lives and walks and talks and breathes? I need like 3.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, because he's on more streams all the time.
You got to talk to Nick Fury for that, for some life model decoys, Tom.
Yes. Ashy, you have a channel. Of course, I know you're part of 2 channels, but tell us.
Oh yeah, so I've got my own personal channel. I don't do much on that at the moment, but that will hopefully change eventually. I'm mostly on the here on the Global Geek Gang. I'm on Pop Culture Archivists. We're doing the big E3 stuff this weekend, so I'm super hyped about that because gaming is literally my lifeblood. And I mean literally, like if you analyze my blood, you'll see the Konami code. So there is that. I'm on Pablo's channel and T-shirt Historians channels on Saturdays. I'm on Fat Steven's channel and Explore the Multiverse channel playing Fortnite every now and then. And I'll probably be on the odd 1 or 2 channels here and there, and usually about the fandom wherever. So and you can get hold of me on Twitter, Instagram, and all those kinds of cool places. So yeah.
And from the chat, we have Snortapoop saying, and don't forget, Ash also writes epic reviews.
He does.
Yeah.
On Saturday Night Star Trek, although he doesn't do the animated series. I hope you'll be back to the movies though next week. We're doing I hope you'll be back for that, buddy.
Hopefully. I've been away because of like family stuff and time zones, and it's crazy. So hopefully I can come back and write some more Ash picks.
You are missed.
And maybe an Ash cut as well. We'll see.
Good.
Yes, the Ash cut indeed. The Ash cut. That's right. My magnificent first officer, of course, the amazing, the unbelievable Raquel Briggs. This is a link to her writing there. We're going to do that, and then we'll do our show note too. While we're at it, before we get to the last thing. So go for it, Raquel.
Okay, well, I don't feel deserving of that intro. I love you with all my heart,
Clobby.
Love you. You're one of my best friends in the whole world. I absolutely adore you. I would just like to take this time to thank everyone on the panel today. I enjoyed your company immensely. Thank you for showing up and just bringing your A game and talking about all these things that you're passionate about. I enjoy your company immensely. I would like to thank the entire chat. Each and every one of you, each member of this community, this Clobberin Times community. I love you guys so much. You guys are just wonderful human beings. You're all so smart and funny, and each one of you has your own thing that you're an expert at, and I appreciate you immensely. Thank you for supporting Clobberin Times. Thank you for supporting this channel and all of the people who come here, and for just being friendly, caring, and informative. I love spending time with you. I send billions and bazillions of kisses to you. You can find me here on Clobberin Times because I'm a sidekick. Let's face it, I love it. We have a little show on Saturday night called Saturday Night Star Trek, or Clobberin Treks. And we discuss 66, technically 64, but 66 to 2005. That is 735 installments of the only Star Trek. We do a review, and we use vetted material, and then the community and Clobby and I come together to pool our expertise to talk about it, not to just review it, but also to celebrate it. And I write science fiction stories. I'm supposed to just write nonfiction because I'm a scholar, but I write science fiction stories, and you can find them on Amazon, and you can download them on any device. You can also find them on Kindle. For Americans, they're only about 74 cents each. For everybody else in the world, they're about 99 cents each. I'm trying to drum up as much buzz about those stories as I possibly can to try and put them together in a collection and get a publisher interested, so I can actually send them out to you all signed. So if you like science fiction and you like short story, please consider supporting my work. I would appreciate it immensely. And if you buy my work, would you please leave a comment, because I care about what you think about what I write, and your reviews help to move my stories. So thank you, everyone.
Love you, Raquel. Appreciate it. Yes, everyone. 9 p.m. Central. We'll continue our ongoing mission. We're ending up with the animated series and on to the original crew movies after that, and onward and upward after that. So thank you all. And now let's see here. My partner in crime, my global geek gang partner, Jed. Taking me a second. Well, this thing's going slow on me today, buddy. But go ahead. You have, of course, yeah. Go ahead, man. Yes, I don't know. StreamYard's being slow on me, bro. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I've noticed that because I have both on the phone and TV and stuff. Yeah. I need to remind you, if you, like Retro said, if you haven't had enough of this, after we leave here, we're gonna be on the Rainas, and some of us will be in the chat, and it's about stories about us, all of us, and how we met and everything else. So you guys are gonna like that, and some other stuff. I am tomorrow, if God willing, might miss. I am on Father Christopher's on Friday in the morning, along with Iron and Pablo, and sometimes if people come here, on there in the mornings, and then after it, I am on Nick's, if Nick has the comic book around, his comic book thing. If not, I go immediately over to Foul Ball. So, and then we go on Saturday. We're on Pablo's first with Ash. Me and Ash do a double duty back to back. And first on Ash and then on T-shirts. And then on... Oh, wait a second. Wait.
I was just going to say, we'll have to have a look at the timings of all the conferences to see if they add up, because I'm pretty sure one or two of them do interlink with a bunch of the streams.
Yeah, okay. Well, not Sunday, but Saturday. But yeah, I just thought about that.
Saturday too as well.
Yeah, Saturday. Well, Sundays we only have DJ. I'm on Fat Steven's channel playing Fortnite with him sometimes, and I pop up everywhere else around YouTube. And then we have our thing this weekend. It's our first E3. We'll have day 1 of E3 and then day 2, but after that we're done. We're just gonna cover like the most important stuff that we can go through. So, and then afterwards we'll discuss and everything else. So.
Follow us on Twitter. Sorry, Jed. Follow us on Twitter. You see the announcements, all the stream times.
Yes. On either on Facebook and in Twitter, and we're on everything. So, I might show up somewhere else tonight. I don't know. So, I'll let you guys know if I'm showing up somewhere else. So, thank you, and thank you, Mike, and thank you, Raquel. You're lovely as always.
Love
I gotta
you.
say that.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you so much.
That's what we're here for, man. We're all here to hang out and geek out on Thursdays. And so everyone, please go to Pop Culture Archivist channel. And, of course, please go check out Lorena's stream, which has just probably got going there.
Just started now, yep.
Yeah, so if you can run over there. And, hey, well, I guess we'll let everyone go. Again, Tom, thank you so much. Pablo, Ironcaster, Mark, there with us, AS, Retro, wonderful Raquel, and my buddy Jed. Thank you all and everyone in the chat. I hope we got everyone. Hope we're able to say hello to everyone else, because we got to kind of end this real quick because respect for Lorena's stream there. So
go right over there.
Yeah, we'll be over there
right now.
Indeed. Thanks a lot,
Clobby raid, Darius Munchausen. Yes, it's a Clobby raid.
Yes,
Get over there.
Clobby raid.
Thanks for having me. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Tom.
Bye, everyone.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Have a good one.